What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea show, brought to you by yours truly. I forgot to send out the link earlier, so I'm sure panelists will come a little later and we'll discuss in more effect everything that's been going on at Chelsea. But there's been a lot of news happening in regards to Chelsea. I want to catch up, as well as we do have international break next week. And I want to make sure I get all the news and stuff out of the way. We'll talk about international break stuff right before we come back from international break, and also have other content available on the channel, which, speaking of, ladies and gents, if you haven't done so already, please and thank you for all of you who have been subscribing. Let's continue to subscribe, ladies and gents. Yep. Let's continue to subscribe, ladies and gents. Let's keep it going. Yeah, good momentum. That's just for you, chat. That's all you. That's all you, chat. That's all you. Be sure to also like up the video if you haven't done so already, guys, because that always helps us out with the channel, the YouTube algorithm, and just getting out there. And listen, we're going to be entering what may or may not be a busy transfer window based on the news that I've been reading and catching up on. And so you want to be here so that we talk about it, we discuss everything, and get you guys, in the latest, in the scoop of everything that's going on. Big up, Oliver. And then lastly, guys, memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Be sure to check those out, as also helps keep the channel going and help beef up the production, which we're on our way to doing. Let's just say that, to say the least. But without further ado, ladies and gents, let's get this show on the road, and we'll start off with the thing that just happened. UCL quarterfinals. We're here. We are back, and Chelsea are not amongst the elect to make it into the next round of the Champions League final. So yeah, depressing, I know, but you know what? It's the state of affairs that Chelsea are currently in. Sucks to say it, but maybe one day soon we'll stumble upon the answer and we'll find ourselves back in UCL glory. But as of now, Liverpool won their game. They beat Galatasaray very, very convincingly. Bayern already got the job done essentially way before this match started, or the second leg even started. Atletico had the advantage, even though Tottenham went out with a fight. They ended up winning the game 3-2. Wasn't enough to defeat the aggregate score, and then they advanced. And then lastly, we have today was, who am I missing? Atletico, Liverpool, Bayern. Oh, Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona, who absolutely demolished Newcastle. So, yeah. I mean, Prime, I'll actually give you the floor to talk on Chelsea, since you didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday. But by all means, man, what do you think of the quarterfinals as well that we have here?
It's annoying because the teams I wanted to go through didn't go through. I wanted Gala to go through. And I wanted Bodo Clint to go through. But yeah, I guess the rest of it is expected. Expected Arsenal to go through. It's, Atletico going through, and Barca is expected. Man City. To be fair, I thought Man City could beat Real, but yeah, Real going through, and Bayern decimating Atalanta. It's crazy. But do you want me to speak on our games particularly? Right?
Yeah, go for it if you want to.
Actually, maybe I speak on the first, because I wasn't here for the first leg, right? I don't think I was here for the review for the first leg.
We're just talking about the second leg. Just the second leg.
Just specifically. Oh, okay. Not Hassel. What's his name? Mamadou Sarr starting. A right back. I'm gonna say the same thing I said when Jorgensen was thrown in last week. it doesn't make sense to throw in a player cold when they don't have minutes under their belt. Whether or not you rate Mamadou Sarr, whether or not you rate Sanchez, like that's the different conversation. But throwing in a player that doesn't have minutes under their belt, that hasn't been playing consistently, and throwing them in against one of the best teams in the world in the Champions League knockout stage is idiotic. Completely idiotic. So the fact that Wozniak thought that was a genius idea to do doesn't make sense to me at all. Stupidity. Because Gusto's injured. He should have just put Reese at right back. Or no, sorry, Reese was injured too. Fuck. He should have just played, I guess, Achimpong, but Achimpong has not even been playing minutes either. But he should have just played an actual right back there in Achimpong. At least
he played Achimpong at halftime.
Yeah, which is dumb because he realized the mistake. His that little tactical plan thing just didn't work, and it's crazy because before the game, why do you keep putting that up on the screen?
Because we know who made the decision. Just keeping people accountable.
Arthur?
It's not Arnold. It's Arthur. Yeah, that's our manager.
I don't get who's Arthur supposed to be.
Our manager.
It's a metaphor for Rosinha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I've not been watching the channel for a while. Crazy. Okay, I didn't know that. First. I've been injured, guys. I've been injured. But yeah, no. Yeah, it's dumb to throw in Mamadou Sarr like that to the Wolves, and then you have to take him off just to bring on Achimpong. It's crazy. PSG didn't have to do anything. They scored 3 goals. If they had tried, they could easily have put like 5, 6, 7 past us in the second leg, but they didn't even bother trying.
They were toying with us.
Yeah. In terms of the performances, like that's, I don't know. I don't really care, and I also don't even necessarily blame Rosinha because he shouldn't be here in the first place. And that's a big listen. Maresca, he wasn't perfect at all, right? I personally had some problems with him towards the end, some tactical problems and stuff like that. He should have been, I think he should have given more of a chance to Achimpong and playing him and stuff like that. I had some problems with him, the Somali man. Yeah, he's but I will say with Maresca is he wasn't the biggest problem what was going on at Chelsea. And part of why I didn't want him to go is because I did not expect this, the sporting directors or the ownership, whoever, I didn't expect them to get a manager that's even as good as Maresca. Whether people like him or not, in this 4 years this ownership has been here, he has been the most successful manager. In terms of getting Champions League football and also winning trophies, he's been the most successful manager. I don't expect them to hire a manager as good as him. I knew they were going to get Rosinha from Strasbourg. And these guys messed about for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When they could have just got hired Rosinha on Boxing Day. Not Boxing Day, New Year's Day. But they messed about for about a week or two. No, it probably wouldn't. But if the guy's leaving, we all know who the next guy was going to be. It wasn't a genius plan. The same thing with in January chasing Jaquet.
But that's why I tell people he wasn't sacked.
It took them about a week to hire Rosinha. The thing that took its time was recalling Mamadou Sarr. That's what took time.
Yeah,
because if he was sacked, that would have been planned. There's no way you're that incompetent.
But the thing is, even if I agree that Maresca walked, but we all knew, Marshall, we knew that the replacement was going to be Rosinha. That's why we didn't want Maresca to go. So if we knew that, surely the plan was always Rosinha to eventually get the Chelsea job. And if that's the case, and Bluco owns Strasbourg too, why are we messing about for a week or two, seeing links of, we're speaking to Glasner, we're speaking to Marco Silva? Why that bullshit? Same with the transfer window. Why spend all January trying to sign Jaquet when we could have just recalled Mamadou Sarr and he could have been playing?
I forgot about that saga. Fuck.
Rosinha, the fact that Mamadou Sarr's only games for Chelsea or his only starts, I should say, is against Hull,
Was that-
against Wrexham,
yeah.
and now in the Champions League against PSG. He's been here 3 months and he only has 3 starts, and 2 of them are in the FA Cup against championship sides. That's embarrassing. Why is he not?
We all said, and we all said it after the whole game, because he was very good in the whole game. He should have been started to get integrated into the first team, like into the Premier League. From the game after Hull was Burnley. Everyone was saying he should have started against Burnley, and he didn't. He hasn't.
And against Hull, who
Respect
played with
me,
him?
bro. I still have FA Cup. I still
Welcome
have
to
FA
one game a
Cup.
week.
Respect me. I still have FA Cup.
Who
Okay?
played it with him in the? It was Fofana that played against him with him in Hull, right? Against Hull. Let Fofana.
No, I think it
was it not.
Oh, was it?
Against Hull?
Actually, it might have been. It might have been. Okay, fair enough.
Why don't you? They played well together. Let them be the partnership together, or let it be Sarr and Chalobah. But at least Sarr has to play. We went through all the trouble trying to get a centre back in January just to recall him. He has to play. He has to. At least then he could have had minutes under his belt and form and momentum for us to go and play PSG. But it's just stupidness. The whole thing is just incompetence, and it's we have an incompetent squad being coached by an incompetent manager, hired by incompetent sporting directors, ran by an incompetent ownership. The whole thing just incompetent. But my biggest problem, my biggest gripe in everything that I've said is this fan base that endorse the bullshit that we do, that this club does. The cucks in this fan base that allow the bullshit to happen. You guys saying, you guys went from saying Maresca is better than Arteta, we can challenge for the league. You saying, oh, fuck Maresca because he walked, because the guy didn't get a centre back to replace Colwell who got injured. You guys said, oh, fuck Maresca, let him go. The cucks in this fan base. I could name some names, but I don't want beef. You know, it's Marshall's channel. I don't want him to be in beef. But the cucks in this fan base, especially these content creators, you guys know who you are. I hope you guys are enjoying what we're going through right now. When Scott said all those years ago, what took Prime so long to speak, I've been speaking this way. But when Scott said all those years ago, Chelsea fans, we need to suffer. Hey, hope you're enjoying the suffering now. 8-2 against PSG, our highest defeat in a Champions League knockout stage since 2000. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed it. Maresca will never let us lose to PSG like this. I believe with Maresca, we beat PSG. They were not in good form going into this game. They weren't good at all. Against us in 2 legs, they weren't good either. But it's what happens when you have X factors that can perform up top. And we don't have any. And we don't even have an X factor manager either to get us through. So I hope you all enjoy this. I said when Maresca walked that I'm done with the rest of the season from an emotional point of view, because we're not going to win anything. And whether or not we get Champions League football, I don't really care. I really don't care. Because we'll get Champions League football, and what? We'll buy Morgan Rogers, we'll buy Barco, and Mega will come back from loan, Kenda will come back from loan, Penders will come back from loan, we'll sell Pedro Neto, the Lap will probably get sold or loaned out. We're probably going to sell for Fofana and Disasi and Tossin. That'll be the window, and people will cheer it because it's Morgan Rogers and he's apparently one of the best 10s in this league. People will cheer it because Barco, I think he's talented, but people will look at the talent and not about the ready-made factor. People will look at Kenda of the talent and not the ready-made factor. People will look at Penders for the talent, but not the ready-made factor. And then when we're back in November,
for fuck's sake,
people will what?
All right, hold
you
on.
Names
Big
Brian?
up Staffy. No. Big up Staffy.
I'm not
Thank you
gonna
for
name
the $9.99 super
I'm not gonna
chat.
name names.
We want names prime. You know what else we want, Staffy? You know what else we want? We want likes on this video. So if you haven't done so already, smash up the likes. We're getting the show going, warming up, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. All right, show's
if you
just getting
guys,
started.
names
Maybe
are
we'll
different
have
now,
names
fam.
one day. Who knows?
Hey,
I don't
if
really
you want,
give a fuck.
if you what is the likes on now? Let's get to a like. Well, let's get to a like.
This is an
button,
American
and
Waffle Broski.
then- okay.
Maybe we get
Honor
to
the
5K if we
secret
get
chef.
names.
Hey,
Yeah.
if we get a like total, I'll name the names. Hey, Safi, you know who the
That's
cocks are in this
crazy.
fan base. You stream at some of them. You know who the cocks are,
Yeah.
Safi. You know who they are.
Damn.
Oh, I stream with some of them.
Yeah. Well, wait, no, hold on. Do you? No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't think you do.
Okay, never mind.
Do you?
But yeah, no. In terms of the club's future, it is looking grim. But let's talk on UCL. Let's actually bring it back to the quarterfinals that we're gonna get into. Oliver, what did you Oliver, what did you think of the draw, the results that we got today?
I mean, I don't really know what I was expecting going into it, but all I just want to say is like the Premier League is an absolute embarrassment, like from top to bottom. Like the way this British media goes on about us as if it should be a Premier League versus Premier League final.
Bro, Newcastle got embarrassed.
Teams like Chelsea, teams like Tottenham Hotspur, teams like Newcastle, you know, there's a set. Yeah, I said teams like Chelsea. When you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And these teams have been winging it for far too long. Newcastle, especially with that window, getting Elanga in, and these man, like, you got to be kidding me. Tottenham Hotspur getting Thomas Frank in for half a season to nuke you, and then what we've done, you know, we've gone over it ad nauseum. You know, we don't deserve to get into the quarterfinals. And the way the media go on about us as if there should be a Premier League versus Premier League fixture in the final. Are you kidding me? Manchester City as well. They're embarrassing the way they went out. You know, they've not been good either. You know, there needs to be accountability here. I don't want to hear that this league's good anymore. It's terrible to watch. And in Europe, they've bottled it.
Yeah, 3 English teams have been knocked out in the knockouts. City, us, and Newcastle. Oh, actually 4, because Tottenham were in there for whatever reason. They put out a fight, and at least they went out fighting. But
better than we can say.
Dude. Yeah, better than us, to be honest. And yeah, 4 teams just knocked out. There's only 2 left. I don't know how that's going to affect the coefficient. Are we still guaranteed that 5th spot in UCL? Not Chelsea. I just mean like in the Premier League. Are they guaranteed that 5th spot?
I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't know. Like, I haven't looked into it. I don't know what the impact is. But at the end of the day, the fact that we've got 2 teams still in it, I mean, it's not ideal. But at the end of the day, like, if they get far, then that helps.
Yeah.
But the fact that we need to be relying on coefficient, anyway, I hate the fact that we have to talk about, you know, top 4, and then they said top 4 isn't a trophy. We now have to extend that to top 5 now. That's embarrassing. Like, even if we finished 5th last season, because we finished 4th, if we finished 5th, I still would have called that a failure, even though we would have gotten the Champions League place.
Yeah, I agree. It's just that's just not where we want to be as Chelsea fans, right? We just don't want to be just a top 4 club. We're not trying to, even though I think we're being forced to be what Arsenal used to be at this point, where we're just competing for top 4. We're lucky if we get a trophy in a season.
Well, it's even worse now because now we have. It's even worse now because we have the excuse to go 1 place lower and still make it. Get this woke like model, this Swiss model of the Champions. Get it out, man. This is stupid.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the draw? I think we got some good teams in there. To be fair, I mean, Bayern, Real Madrid is probably going to be a good game.
I mean, if you want predictions, I think I'll give mine. I think
go for it.
I think PSG go through. I think Bayern go through. I think that's actually a bit more even. Arsenal definitely go through on Sporting.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Atletico go through on Barca just because they just won a trophy over them recently.
Really? Damn.
That's just that's the most evenly leveled fixture of the 4 here.
Yeah, Prime. What do you think is going to happen in this table or this quarterfinal? All right, Prime. Think. Oh, there you are.
Arsenal beat Sporting.
I can't hear you.
Your mic's muffled.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Arsenal beat Sporting. Ooh. I'm gonna say like I think that highlight.
Still a little muffled there, Prime.
Hello? What?
Your microphone. Yes.
Sound like you're underwater.
Oh my fucking god! Hold on.
All right. I mean, in terms of what I think is going to happen, I agree with you, Oliver. PSG, it looks like I'm convinced with the football they're playing, or at least we made them look good. Liverpool, yeah, they haven't been great in form. Anfield hasn't been the fortress it used to be. And today they did win convincingly, much to their despair. But regardless, I don't think it'll be enough for PSG. I think PSG have enough quality, even though they're not the best of form, but maybe they could be heating up and getting into the form they were in last season. Real Madrid, they look like they picked up a bit. Oh, in that case, I think PSG advanced. Real Madrid look like they picked up a little bit. This is like their tournament after all, so you do expect them at some point to have a good performance, and they've been doing pretty decently with Arbeloa so far.
Is Mbappe back?
Mbappe, I'm sure by this time Mbappe either will be back or will have taken knee surgery or whatever, or I don't know. He's trying to make it to a World Cup, so
that'll be a big factor, I think.
Yeah, that'll be a big factor. But I think Bayern's quality is just too much. We'll see what happens. I mean, this one's a close one. It's closer than most people would like to believe. I'm gonna edge it to Bayern. As far as Barcelona and Atletico go, I don't know. I've not seen much from Atletico to convince me that they're going to be a team to do something in this tournament. Whereas Barcelona, although defensively they've been pretty... There have been games this season where defensively they looked absolutely exposed. I think the attacking quality, as long as Yamal is healthy, will overpower whatever Atletico have to offer. I mean, I know it's a little bit of a, La Liga rivalry kind of thing going on. But I don't know. I like Spurs pretty much handed them the next round, like with Kinski and all that fiasco that happened last week. So I haven't seen much. To be honest, I didn't see their game today, but they also lost to Spurs, so that also tells me a lot. So yeah, I'm thinking Barcelona advance, and then I mean, what else is there to say in terms of Arsenal Sporting? I mean, it's kind of straightforward. I think Arsenal are too much of a team for Sporting, but maybe Sporting will surprise us. But I'm thinking it's Arsenal, and yeah, this will be an interesting semi. Prime, are you back?
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. PSG beat Liverpool. Bayern will beat Real Madrid. Arsenal beat Sporting. Barca, Atletico. Fuck. The first leg is at the new camp, right?
No idea.
Did Barca finish top 8?
Did they?
The higher the teams finish in the league table, you get the second leg at home.
Yes, they did.
Oh, so the second leg is at new camp.
Yes.
Interesting. So Bayern have their second leg at home against
Real
Madrid too. Fuck. Liverpool second leg at Anfield. Yeah, no, I stand by it. PSG, Bayern, Barca, Arsenal.
Fair enough. All right, well, that's pretty much the UCL, folks. It'll be interesting to
can I
see.
just say?
What's up?
It'll be a Bayern Arsenal final.
We'll see. we'll get to that prediction when we get there. But all right, guys. So before we continue on to Chelsea stuff, and obviously interesting draw for the UCL, be sure to smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Helps us all out tremendously. And we're gonna get into AFCON stuff that just happened. And Prime, I'm sure you have plenty of opinions on this. We'll start off with this first tweet right here. It's only really 2 tweets. Here we go. So the first tweet from Fabrizio, according to him, breaking: Morocco have been announced as AFCON winners with final result overturned by the CAF. Senegal have been declared to have forfeited the match with Morocco, declared 3-0 winners by official statement. The CAF statement tonight, which was there on display for you guys. The CAF Appeal Board decided that in the application of the Article 84 of the regulations of the CAF, Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, the Senegal national team is declared to have forfeited the final match of the Total Energy CAF Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco 2025, with the result of the match being recorded as 3-0 in favor of the Fédération Royale Marocaine de Football. We continue on with Ben Jiggles and more details. The CAF Appeal Board has ruled Senegal forfeited the final upholding on appeal by Morocco. It comes after the Senegal team walked off protesting a Morocco penalty. CAF says this is a breach of Article 84. AFCON rule states if a team refuses to play or leaves the field, they will be eliminated, which is what happened. I think the issue is that instead of it being addressed then, it's now being addressed, 3 months later? I think that's incredibly just appalling in terms of any competition or any terms of any type of way of thinking that, African football isn't corrupt. This just, brings it back a few years, I'm sure. But it's still up for debate. It could still get appealed the other way. But yeah, this came out after our whole UCL loss too, which it's why it went under the radar for a little bit. But fuck it, hey man, this is kind of ridiculous. Prime, I'll let you speak on this since you have a much further investment in AFCON than all of us. But yeah, this is kind of disgraceful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it's completely embarrassing for the whole thing. Now, the things we're bringing up there is a rule that states that if a team walks off the pitch, they basically forfeit the game as a 3-0 loss. So yes, that is actually a rule. However, the ref allowed the game to continue. The Senegalese players walked back on the pitch. The game continued. The game was played out. Then went into extra time. And Senegal won the game. So I don't get why it should take this long to bring this rule and enforce it just to allow Morocco to win. This stinks of a lot of corruption. And Kano, one of my friends, is a Chelsea fan, and he also covers AFCON. He was actually speaking to me about this during the group stages. That this stinks of a lot of corruption, that they're going to try and rig it for for North African teams, particularly Morocco, to win. And I didn't really want to hear it, but he has a point. Like, I watched the tournament, I watched Morocco throughout, and there were certain games where they got awarded like dubious calls, dubious penalties. Like it's what's happening right now. I don't think it's fair. I think it's in the world of like football, like AFCON is already looked at very low. Stuff like this doesn't help at all. It doesn't help at all. They don't care. Then why are we wasting our time? Okay, fuck you.
No, I mean he's right though. If the Federation doesn't care enough to do the bare minimum of knowing the rules and calling it out of the day of the game, then it's jeopardizing the reputation of AFCON. It makes it seem not serious.
No, but he's not right, because there are people who do care about it. So that's why I'm speaking on it. So fuck you, EPL turn.
He's talking
But
about
no,
the next AFCON, but okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
what?
He's talking about the next AFCON, not to skip the
Oh,
segment.
for the next AFCON. Yeah, that has a point. Like stuff like this doesn't help with the helping to continue to boost and legitimize this. It doesn't help. This is like corruption. I read something online. The Senegal, I think their FA president or something. They're gonna fight this.
Yeah, exactly.
He said that they're not gonna bring they're not gonna send the trophy back and stuff. And as they should, they have every right to. They won the game. Whether people can talk about the rule, you have to enforce the rule. You didn't enforce it. They won the game. Yeah. Why is it taking 2 months to now overturn it? If they had overturned it a week or two later, then I guess fine. But they can't overturn it now. They can't. They can't do that. I don't think it's fair at all. It's not fair for Senegal, who did win it fair and square. I don't know. The whole thing it just stinks. And it's weird because like a good few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, I was seeing things like Morocco were gonna pull out of hosting the women's AFCON, and then all of a sudden I see this dropping, and then I see Morocco are gonna host the women's AFCON again. It's the whole situation stinks. The whole situation stinks. Like Senegal, can't they take this to the what's that thing that Chelsea did? The arbitration of sport or something?
Cool, arbitration of sport, yeah.
Yeah, can they take it there or something like that and fight this? Because this whole thing is just disgusting.
Well, I'm assuming there'd be an appeal process to this verdict.
Yeah, but it's Africa, so Africa's corrupt. Like I would go above this. I'd go above CAF.
I really hope so.
The whole thing stinks. So,
Oliver, what do you think of the situation?
I think it's a real shame, and obviously I don't have as much of a vested interest in AFCON, but I watch it purely for the entertainment of it. I don't have any hand in any teams here, but like I compare it. It's a real shame about the reputation that this tournament has. With all the Eurocentric bias that goes against it and whatnot. Because if you actually watch it as a football product, the recent AFCONs have been better than the recent Euros in terms of the football you see on the TV. It's been better than the World Cup. The quality of football is really, really good. But you've got match officials that blow the full-time whistle at the 85th minute. You remember that happened a few years ago. You've got stuff like that. And now you've got stuff like this. Like there is so much potential for this tournament. And then they just go and throw it away with these ridiculous decisions. And listen, as much as we're ranting and raving about it right now, at the end of the day, who cares? It's a farce. But at the end of the day, the photographs and the footage and the memories will all show Senegal winning that cup. And the players all have winners' medals from it, and they have the memories. No one's ever gonna. At the very most, there will be an asterisk against the Moroccan victory here. So it's never going to be seen as legitimate by the wider public, only by the record books.
Exactly. So in terms of memory, people who watch the event happen, and we know. We know.
And and you're setting such a dangerous precedent here as well, because you're basically re-refereeing the game. And as for what happened in the game itself, like it was a clown show, like from both sides. But the key thing is when they went off the pitch, the referee had grounds to end the game. He chose not to.
Exactly.
You have to go with. So you're undermining the referee. It's just. At the end of the day, the game finished. Like they didn't cut the game short. The game finished, and they won the cup. So that's it. And that's what everyone will remember.
Oliver's right. Like, at that point, then it's on the ref. So it's the ref that should get punished because he didn't follow the rules. The ref should know the rules.
But, Vic, how are you convinced that the appeal is probably going to win?
If the referee stopped the game and there and then, and Morocco awarded the 3-0 forfeit win, then no one would have a complaint.
Yeah. And I heard someone else make a point of the game had to continue because of all the sponsorships and the money pumped in to the tournament, which I guess fair enough. But the game
That's
still played
corruption,
out.
though.
Yeah, exactly. So the game still played out. Why is there an echo? Oh, this is gone. The game still played out. Senegal won. You can't overrule the decision 2 months later. Like 2 months later, you're overruling it. It's not like it's a week later or something. This is 2 months. No, it's too late now. We're about the next international break is next week, right? We're about to go into another international break. It's taken this long to overrule a decision. No way.
I think it's all intentionally done, to be honest with you, Prime. I'm more cynical about it. I feel like they knew they were going to give it to Morocco for a while now, and they held out until, the storm has passed and people weren't going to be as outraged.
But they're still outraged about this.
They are, but not as much as it would have happened if it was like fresh, like, the next day type.
I disagree. There's a lot of media outrage about this. People are confused.
Of course there is, but when it's on people's radars, like people are more focused right now on UCL stuff than AFCON that happened 2 months ago.
Bro,
that's what I'm talking about.
Bro,
that's why I said yesterday, like I didn't even know this happened until this morning, and it came out yesterday because I was so focused on Chelsea.
Marshall, Wayne Rooney spoke on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bunch of pundits spoke on it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like this became. I know, fine. The Champions League was a big thing or whatever. They announcing this now. They probably thought the Champions League would drown the news. It didn't. This was still spoken about.
Yeah, of course.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which is why,
bro, everyone's behind Senegal, and also Moroccans. They don't view themselves as African either.
Yeah, I was gonna.
North Africans in general view themselves as Arab. They don't view themselves as African.
By the way, I was going to say about the Moroccans. Imagine one of those Moroccan players that played in the final sitting around the dining table with the grandkids in about 20 years and trying to say, "I won AFCON." Bullshit. Yeah. They're not going to say that. They don't even believe it.
Also, Morocco were supposed to get punished. The antics they were doing with Mendy taking his towel. That player, I don't remember.
I think they did get punished though, right? There were fines.
No, their punishments were dropped. Like they got lesser punishments.
I didn't know that
because of this. Now they get lesser punishments, and now they're gonna get a trophy. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
Nah,
let's see how
they're gonna win this.
Yeah, let's see how it develops because, like was stated, Senegal did put in a dispute in regards to the decision. So if it does play out where Senegal obviously win that dispute and the decision is revoked, then everything's back to where it should be, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, even though I do understand the argument of they walked off the pitch and they should have been penalized at the moment there and told that they were disqualified, then sure, that is what it is. The rules are the rules. You enforce them at the time that it happened. The fact that you're doing it now, it's disgusting.
The biggest shame about this for me is that, I can't remember exactly how long ago. It was probably about a year ago that Carragher said that AFCON's not a proper tournament, and rightfully got cooked by everyone.
Exactly.
You can't. At this point, can you even argue him? And that's nothing to do with it being Africa or it being or any racial thing. The tournament looks like a clown show now.
Just like how it's because of how the federation is.
Because of what CAF have done. Exactly. You can't even argue Jamie Carragher's dead take anymore.
Exactly. Which is why I think this damages the image of African football. But hopefully it all pans out where Senegal win, because like I said, they should have been penalized at the moment, but they didn't get penalized. They came back and then they won the game fair and square. Brahim Diaz missed a penalty. We all witnessed it. So it is what it is for now. We'll come back to this at some point when there's an update, because that's big controversy in the world of football. Let's also, oops, did not mean to press that. Let's also continue on to a little bit of an update on this. Roman versus the UK. Things are tensing up. Things are getting heated up, and it looks like there's going to be a bit of a law showdown going on between Roman and the UK government. So the UK government this week came out from Rob Harris about a few days ago. UK government is set to sue Roman Abramovich to release the Chelsea 2.5 billion funds. We gave Roman Abramovich his last chance to do the right thing. Once again, he has failed to make donation to he committed to. He will now take further steps to ensure that we will now take further steps to ensure that the promise he made at the time of Chelsea sale is kept. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting how it works out. So it looks like it's going into a legal dispute. And yeah, I mean, I don't know whose side to take on this at this point. I mean, Roman's got his hands pretty dirty in terms of recent events as well. UK government also have their hands dirty in this whole situation. We knew they were going to try to exploit this to try to get their own hands on the money. At this point, let's see who ends up with the money and where it actually ends up going. I would like to believe that if Roman gets it, it is going to go to the Ukraine charities and efforts to help victims of the Ukraine war and all that. But you never know this day and age. Oliver, Prime, either you guys have any thoughts on this whole Roman situation? It's getting heated now. The UK government is getting involved. It looks like they're going to be suing each other, and it should be interesting.
I wonder on what grounds are they going to sue?
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, because I always thought the UK government had the money, I think they have the money, but it's on Roman to allow for it to be released. But Roman wants the money so that he can donate it to the UK charities. So that's the grounds that I'm understanding, that the UK government is saying he didn't fulfill the promises that he said he was going to do, that he told us he was going to do.
Okay, so when you talk about promises there, the first thing I think about is this, are they suing for breach of contract? But then I actually go back and think, Roman Abramovich promised that he would donate the money to a charitable foundation. He promised that in a club statement, not a legally binding agreement.
We wouldn't know until we saw the legal papers for the sale of the club, right?
Unless there's something that we're not privy to.
Yeah,
I can't see the grounds for the UK government to sue over this.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm no lawyer, so who knows? But yeah.
Yeah. No one is running against Roman's lawyer. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, this is the strange scenario we find ourselves in. We don't know what the hell the details actually are, so we don't know who's actually in the right or not. Prime, did you want to add anything to this, or should we move on to the next topic?
Bring back Roman. That's what I feel.
I'll talk to you backstage.
I'll just have one more thing. I think our government should be concerning themselves with many other things than this. This is pointless.
Yeah.
You said you talked to me backstage.
Make my life better.
Do you know something I don't?
Yes. We'll talk backstage.
Hey,
okay.
Go.
So in terms of this, we'll come back to this with any updates. We'll move on to the next topic, which is going to be discussions that Levi Cole might be getting a contract extend, or a new contract, I just say. So breaking, Ben Jacobs reported a few days ago that Levi Cole is another name Chelsea could now look to extend. Contracted until 2029 with 1-year option. Nothing close yet, but a willingness from all parties to explore a new deal, which, hey, I'm all for. Obviously, Levi Cole being one of our better center backs in this team. Hey, we just do it. Just make it happen. Hopefully he decides to stay. Hopefully he doesn't decide to leave, because we need all the center backs we could use for next season or whatever happens in the future. Another future captain we know as well. So yeah, I'm up for this. This all came out right after the initial PSG loss, the first leg, obviously with the Reece James stuff, but this was under the wraps, and I figured I'd get you guys' opinion. I guess Levi Colwell contract extension is a good idea, or Does it even matter at this point? Does anyone even care?
I'm just looking now. I'm trying to see what his current contract length is.
So I think it's still 2029. So he's got 3 years left on his contract with an additional option.
No, I'm not giving him a contract yet then because he's coming off an ACL injury. There's no point. We're pretty safe. Just activate it. Actually, don't activate the clause. We need to assess him. Give him a year and see how he is, and then make a decision.
Fair enough. Prime, do you agree with that?
I really like this player, but we have to put the club's interest first.
That's also true.
Don't lock ourselves into a deal with someone who's potentially damaged goods.
Yeah.
Oliver has a point because, bro, I've been saying about. Listen, Cole was performing brilliantly the back end of the season in the Club World Cup, but him getting injured and the rest of our center backs just being ass, it really held Cole in this godlike status in this fan base. But no one can say there could not have been a possibility that Cole could also have fallen off like everyone else. He could have.
The likelihood's less, but I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
So I don't. And also with this injury he has, he's not going to look the same. It's gonna take him. It could take him a good while to come back. And
that's the thing. He already wasn't the quickest player anyway. Like he wasn't. He never had a rapid burst or anything.
We don't have a quality manager anymore. So, I mean, it won't be Racine, but it'll be Martin O'Neill or Gary O'Neill, whatever.
Gary O'Neill, baby.
I'm not respecting him enough to learn his first name. We're gonna have O'Neill in charge, and then some other guy after that. A few months later,
he just has Sunday league.
Cole might be finished, not necessarily due to him, but it's due to the poor coaches we're gonna have in charge. Look at Reece. He's already picking up injuries again, and we just tied him down to a big deal. Cole. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, well, that's Rossini tax.
That's a fair idea. Yeah. I didn't even think about it that way. I guess I'm just coming from a point where I'm so desperate for good center backs. I'll take even a Colwell on 1 foot.
I just don't see. The thing is, I just don't see the urgency. Like we have Cucurella, who's going to be 2 years left on the contract this summer. He's a player we need to be putting our attention towards, not Levi Colwell, who we could have until 2032 or whatever.
The replacement for Colwell is Hato. Or not Colwell, what's his name? Cucurella. The replacement for Cucurella is Hato.
We need to replace all of our wingers before we consider giving Levi Colwell a contract extension.
Yep. Oh.
This is also true. Yeah, I agree.
And all of our centre backs.
I think there's other priorities that we have to focus on. And Levi Colwell, like you guys said, let's see how you come back from this ACL injury. If you're good, then cool. Then we can negotiate the contract when you hit that 2-year mark, before anything ends up happening. Before you get invested interest from other companies. I don't think. I mean, to an extent, Levi Colwell, as long as he's playing, I think he's content to stay at Chelsea. But you never know. If the way the club is being run continues on and he doesn't want to be a part of the mediocrity, I wouldn't blame him for wanting to leave.
I'll tell you what. I would offer him this olive branch. It's not a contract, but
sure.
But I don't think we're going to make Champions League football. And all of these players, except for Chalobah and Fofana, all of them are on these incentive-heavy contracts. I'd pay him his full wage because he's had no part in this failure. I know the club won't do it, but don't deduct him.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, didn't he essentially sign a new contract when he got that first year under Poch? I think at that point we were doing the incentivized contracts. It
was either then or it was just as Maresca came in. I can't remember, but he is on the incentive thing. So
I can't imagine it being a worse incentive.
No, but It will though, because anything to help the bottom line. I mean, at the end of the day, the clause will say if you don't make Champions League football, then you get this percentage deduction.
Yeah, true. Well,
the context doesn't matter, but I just feel pretty bad for him that he sat out the whole season and watched these bums mess it up for him.
That's true. Yeah, to an extent, I feel bad about that too. Not his fault. Nothing to do with it.
As bad as you can for a football player, because anyone would kill to make his living anyway. So, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. You gonna say anything, Prime?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. You had your mic unmuted. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next one, and this is everyone's favorite. I'm sorry, I saw it, so you guys have to see it too. Let's chat some PR because there's a good amount of it, and I know you guys absolutely love this. So sit back, have a laugh, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel because if you don't laugh, you cry here at Chelsea. Let's talk. Let's see what these Blue Co PR merchants are talking about nowadays. So this happened about a few weeks ago. Todd Boehly came out and spoke saying, having taken over in the circumstances that we did, basically the whole management team left. I was stuck between interim sport director for a summer, having no idea what made a good football player. But knowing that Marc Cucurella, if Man City wanted him, I want him. It was really simple that way. To be fair, this is a better transfer strategy than our current one. So, big up Todd.
If we had this transfer strategy, we'd have Mark Gurhey and Antoine Semenyo at our football club right now.
Hey,
yes.
Oliver, we would have bought Kvaratskhelia in 2025 January.
Maybe
we would have bought. We would have bought
Donnarumma. We should be.
We would have bought Donnarumma last summer.
Mm-hmm.
We would have pushed for Rodrigo this summer.
And by the way, before we move off this quote, this is why people ride out for Todd Boehly. I know the whole atmosphere around the ownership is terrible at the moment, and people are going to throw him into that, even though he doesn't have much to do with it, like on the sporting side at least. But look at him there. He basically just admitted, I had no idea what I'm doing. That's that's called accountability.
Yeah.
Something that Egbarley and Winstanley and Stewart and all them man don't know a single thing about.
Exactly.
But the thing is, the reason why I don't have Fim for Boehly is at the beginning, like he had to try and do a job. He tried, and to be fair, like again, I didn't want Sterling, but Cucurella being one of the best left backs in the league makes sense because we needed a left back. Bringing in an experienced centre back in Koulibaly to replace Thiago Silva as the leader in the defence makes sense. One of the best young centre backs in the league, Fofana, makes sense. The fact that those players flop doesn't take away from the logic of those signings.
I mean, even to be fair, I know you didn't want Sterling, but Sterling was a pretty important signing for us at the time. We were trying to get rid of Timo. We didn't have a left wing.
Yeah, and with Boehly knowing that, he was having no clue about football. You know what Boehly would have done, just based off of his other sporting projects that he has? Boehly would have got us Campos, or he would have
exactly.
Boehly would have
so.
hired Enrique or.
I don't think Boehly would have hired Vavel. I don't think he would have even hired him. He would have gotten Campos.
But would Boehly have even sacked Tuchel? Who sacked Tuchel?
It was Egbarley.
It wasn't Boehly.
Because Egbarley wanted to do this whole thing. You know how Maresca had the sporting directors debriefing him after every game? Egbarley was trying to do that with Tuchel.
Well, that's okay. So yeah, so Boehly would have kept Tuchel at least for the season anyway. Beyond that, who really knows? But at least keep him for the season. Go get Campos in say January or something, and then let Campos hire the next manager. Like it, bro. And I'm not even saying Boehly's like perfect or anything, but at least Boehly would have done what Roman did. Hey, I know nothing about this sport. Let me just hire the best in class. Let me look at what other people are doing and just hire the best people.
That's the misconception people have. Roman was never a football person. He hired people from Manchester United and told them to run it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Roman became a football person.
He hired the champion of Europe, Jose Mourinho, told him to run it.
Exactly. Roman became a Chelsea. People saying he loves Chelsea. The only reason he started to love Chelsea is because he was winning and he continued to learn about the club and the sport. But he didn't buy the club knowing anything about Chelsea. Roman almost bought Tottenham, bro. Like,
based on this strategy, it like almost seemed like he wanted to run it like Roman in a sense. Like, listen, I don't know who the best people are right now, but
which ownership in world football which ownership in world football, let alone Chelsea, even know about football like that? That's why you hire sporting directors.
Yeah, Man City's ownership, they hired the best in class.
Do you think Sheikh Mansour do you think Sheikh Mansour looked at Ryan Cherky and was like, yeah, get him?
Yeah, look
exactly.
at PSG's ownership, and I know it's working now. They just won Champions League, but before that, when they were failing to win Champions League as their ultimate aim, they were at least trying. These guys got Tuchel, Ancelotti. These guys were bringing in Thiago Silva, Zlatan, Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. These guys were trying.
Yeah.
We're not trying to win.
Let's
and the one guy who you managed to fluke was Maresca. Maresca, who as a player won at Sevilla. This guy was at Juve, surrounded by winners. This guy was a coach at City, surrounded by winners, surrounded by Pep. He knows what that environment is like. Comes to Chelsea, a club that's supposed to be about winning. And in his first season, the guy wins. This guy achieves his aim, or our aim as a club, of Champions League football. We win the Conference League. People can say the Conference League, we're supposed to win it regardless. I agree. But he at least still did it. He achieved the bare minimum. And on top of that, he exceeded expectations by not just winning the Club World Cup. He battered the best team in the world, who Villa couldn't beat, Liverpool couldn't beat, Arsenal couldn't beat. But no, he wants a centre back so he can fuck off. Deal with Chalobah and Tosin, mate. Deal with that.
Yeah. And this is what I mean, like this strategy, at least like in the direction he was going to head into. He was going to buy like, the PSG won the club, won the Champions League. Who built their team? Let me buy that person. Like, there's nothing wrong with just wanting to buy what your opposition who are successful are doing and mimicking that to try to base your model off of. Obviously, eventually hire the right people who can do this properly without just copying and looking to scouting and all that stuff. But yeah, when I say blue co, I mostly mean like Bali. I do still want to see what happens.
It's like Clear Lake.
You know, Clear Lake in general. Yeah, exactly. I'm mostly
get Feliciano out as well. All these guys.
And Boli, who seems to be the more ambitious of the two. Let's see what happens.
And the one with the sporting background.
Yeah, more of a sporting background as well. Real quick, thank you, Blue Studio, for the $2 super chat. Could Todd buy out Clear Lake? And if so, how much? Well, who knows how much? And I don't think he can yet. I'm not saying he won't eventually, and I'm hoping that's the case that happens, right? He eventually Iqbali makes his money or breaks even or whatever the hell, makes his profit off of his shares of for his personal interest or investors, and then boom, he's out of the door. He sells his shares. Boli takes over. We can see what happens under Boli. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be optimistic either. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect, but it'll be a different approach at least. And he initially was the one that wanted to buy Chelsea way before it was on sale. Iqbali just kind of stepped in as I will spot you this, but I want my return on investment. So
let's just put it this way, Marshall. I don't know if did you watch Lewis's stream earlier?
No.
So Clear Lake's website, they have like a portfolio website with like their 1 million like assets, I guess. The way they describe Chelsea on there is like they say it's like they call it like a football brand. Just made me throw up in my mouth when they call us a brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's gross.
That's the mentality we've got running this thing.
Let me continue reading here. So Boli mentioned that he said this in a briefing, in a press conference, I believe. The reality of it is that you have a plan and you stick to it, and when you get new information, you pivot and adjust, and you're not shameful about it. And you're not shameful about adjusting with new information, but you can't flip flop. You can't be like, why? Oh, left hand, right hand, and trying to build something that really is about execution over long periods of time and building an infrastructure and foundation that you can just continue to work with. I think finding those right elements the first time at anything is tricky, so you're going to make mistakes. And I mean, I'm hoping he's at least here admitting that there's been mistakes that have been made, but regardless, now we need to correct these mistakes. Clear Lake's co-owner Jose Feliciano had this to say: "We take very seriously that Chelsea have been a top 6 in the Premier League, and we intend to not only stay there, but we intend to compete for trophies every year. We intend to win the Premier League someday soon, and I think the reality is that I think we have put in place a much more sustainable system in terms of players, in terms of development, and I think is yielding results right now." Wow, you're absolutely full of shit, brother.
Someday soon. You notice how he doesn't put a date on it.
And if you want to take something seriously, why invest in it cheaply, right? Bargain bin deals, that seems what you guys want to do. Something that was said to me a long time ago as a youngster is, whatever in Spanish is, lo que pagas barato te sale más caro. Basically translate, if you go cheap, in the long run, it'll be more expensive for you. And it's looking like it might be more expensive for you, Chelsea. You are paying fines out the ass. Now you are not finding a front of shirt sponsor. If you don't make Europe, chances are you're not going to get another front of shirt sponsor. The ones that you like or the ones that you're looking for. How many losses have you taken on the players you sold? The way I see it, it looks like you guys are hemorrhaging money, if anything. And you're not running anything successful right now. You're just drowning things successfully. How about that?
The gains are marginal.
Yeah, if there's even gains at that. So that's Jose Feliciano waffling. A few things that did happen were recently were also Tottenham apparently made a check for Paul Stanley, but he is not expected to quit Stamford Bridge. Oh man.
Why would he?
Oh man. Wow, we're so sad that he's not expected to quit Stamford Bridge.
I just want people to realise this, that, you know, Tottenham Hotspur, the institution that they are, an institution that no one idolises to be like, they want Paul Winstanley. Just think about that.
Yo, Tottenham, bro. Chill.
They look at Paul Winstanley and, you know, they start feeling things, you know.
They start feeling things.
What do you mean by that?
Hey,
they look at, hey, money to be made, profit.
Hey, they get butterflies when they look at Paul Winstanley. That's, you know.
More details on that too. Tottenham have made an approach to Chelsea about potentially appointing sporting director Paul Winstanley as Fabio Paratici's replacement. Spurs are stepping up their search and see Winstanley, who joined Chelsea in 2022 from Brighton, as a candidate to work alongside Johan Lang. And I don't think that's going to happen. Unfortunately, our ownership probably won't let Winstanley go, even though, you know, we would love to see him go. Chelsea believe they are building an elite team full of talent, not only for the present, but also for the future. It will require a bit of patience, whether the supporters like it or not. Coming from David Ornstein. Okay, David Ornstein is now bought out by the club. The word from Stamford Bridge is they are in better shape now, and they do not need to sell any of their key players, and they do not intend to. You will see periphery sales that will raise big money again, and they want to invest in attack, midfield, and defense. Mind you, just understand, no goalkeeper was mentioned. Okay. So we'll see what happens next season.
Season 3 of Philip Bitchinson.
Yes. Oh man, Chelsea's owners are proud of the fact that they have never sold. Oh my God, they've never sold a player they did not want to, including Levi Colwill. But their resolve over the likes of Fernandez, Palmer, Caicedo, all-star players they signed, have never been tested. They will hope that remains the case, and it is worth considering that Chelsea can still finish this campaign with a trophy, the FA Cup. Oh my God, bro! We ain't getting no.
That is the funniest brief I've seen in a long time.
No FA Cup, no FA Cup here. And make sure of their CL participation for next season, though, through league position. I'm sure you will accomplish that. This is the best part. So this guy is Daniel Finkelstein, and he had the following to say. So Chelsea director Danny Finkelstein said there is no statistical relationship between managers and results, that PSG's head coach Luis Enrique would not have been the right appointment for Chelsea.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
Okay, we continue on. There's one more. Chelsea supporter protesting against the club's owners have claimed they were told it's fucking obvious we're building one of the best teams in the world by director Danny Finkelstein. All right, I've had enough. My brain hurts. I have to listen to all this. Or regurgitate it, I should say.
You heard what Ahmed said about Mr. Finkelstein here. You know, it's no surprise given his background that this is like these kind of things he's saying.
Yeah.
What was he? He was a spin doctor for the Tories way back when. Yeah. He was literally doing PR for British politicians. That's what that means, Marshall.
Mm-hmm. Scare money don't make money. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. These guys are ridiculous, man. I'm embarrassed to be a Chelsea fan. Genuinely.
Danny Finkelstein claims to be a Chelsea fan, by the way. Just want to say that.
Fuck off.
Apparently he's meant to be a Chelsea fan. Yeah.
You are no fucking Chelsea fan. But yeah, what do we think of the PR? Lovely PR. It inspires me with confidence.
Before that one you had before the Finkelstein tweets where they said that they're proud that they've kept that they've never sold a player that they didn't want to sell, but then also that no one's ever come in for Palmer or Enzo or Caicedo. That's like trying to say you put a fire out that never even existed. You're making up problems.
Yeah. To be proud of. And that's ridiculous too, because we're going to talk about Enzo in a little bit, but like,
I really hope there is some movement. I really hope a club tries to move for one of these players, whether it's Enzo, who most of the fan base doesn't care about, or whether it even be someone that we do care about. I really hope that someone tries to push these guys' buttons so we actually see what happens when they actually face a bit of pressure.
I mean, on this note, I might as well transition into the next topic because it kind of falls into this. We've been transfer banned. Yes. We have been transfer banned.
Kind of.
Sort of. Yeah. About that transfer ban. Let's actually get into it. So, here it is. The Athletic reporting that Chelsea have been handed a suspended 1-year ban from signing first-team players and given a £10 million fine from the Premier League relating to alleged breaches of the financial rules during the Roman Abramovich's time in ownership. So, yeah, that's great. Well, to be fair, honestly, wait, one second. To be fair, that's actually really light considering our circumstances. But there's more details. Let's continue on. Breaking. Chelsea have escaped first-team sporting sanctions from the Premier League after being found guilty of illicit payments during the Roman Abramovich era. However, the club will face a ban on signing academy players while an investigation by the Football Association is still ongoing. Yeah, you know what? I think that deserves a round of applause. Guys, we can't get young prospects.
Just a detail on that, by the way. I think I read that ban only applies to overseas players being registered. So we can still register British young players to the academy. So it's not a full ban.
Oh, I thought that ban was against signing English young players.
Well, it was one or the other. Either way, it's not a full ban. It's either you can only sign internationals or you can only sign English players. It's one or the other. But it's not a full ban.
Yeah, let's continue on. There's more details here. Chelsea's academy punishment is understood to be relating to breaking rules on early contract rather than financial irregularities. Continuing on, Chelsea fined $14.3 million and banned from academy signings for 9 months over financial reporting, third-party investment, and young youth development breaches during the Roman Abramovich ownership. A number of exasperated executives from Chelsea, from clubs across the Premier League, have demanded an explanation from competition bosses after Chelsea escaped a points deduction despite admitting making £47 million in secret illegal payments. Mail Sports understands that stunning senior figures from a host of top-flight sides have been in touch with Chief Executive Richard Masters and Chair Alison Britton to ask them how West London side were fined £10.75 million got off so lightly, which is a really, really light punishment, to be fair. I am, to an extent, kind of happy it was just youngsters. Maybe it'll force the team to actually get, proven players. Maybe. I doubt it, but they'll find a way. Stunned senior figures from the host of Premier League sides have been in touch with Chief Executive Richard Masters and Chair Alison Britton to ask them how Chelsea got away so lightly. And this is pretty much the dispute that was submitted, the club statement that Chelsea made. So, yeah, I'll let you guys in chat read that if you want. But, yeah, if this is what happens, first of all, we got this before 115, so there's that. Not sure how that happened still. What's going to happen?
Because we cooperated.
I guess since we cooperated, we got it out of the way. And listen, do I think we deserved more? Probably. There was a significant amount of transfers that were linked to this little loophole that Roman tried to, breach and take advantage of. Am I happy that, it's not a full-fledged transfer ban and it's not more money? I mean, yes and no. I mean, part of me obviously wants Chelsea to be okay and not, to be relegated or out of UCL spots. Obviously, I'm a fan. But part of me also thinks, fuck this ownership. They deserve all this shit to happen to them. And they should have probably paid more money because they suck. But what do you guys think? I think we got away with murder, to be fair.
Okay, for the academy stuff, no one cares about that. Like,
sure.
Literally, this 40 million of illicit payments, like, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Like, people want to say that now that puts an asterisk on all of our trophies that we won under Abramovich. I don't think it does. We broke the rules and we got punished for it. It's the same as committing a tactical foul in a football match. You get punished by getting a yellow card. Like, no one calls tactical fouling cheating, so it is what it is. We got punished and deal with it. Cry more.
Prime, did you want to add anything to this? Also, I'm trying to read Church's comment here. Go ahead, Prime.
To the whole supposed sanction stuff, not really.
Yep.
I mean,
we got banned.
Like we kind of knew this already, right? Like with the
Well, we didn't know what the punishment was. We just knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, but when it got reported back in 2022 that they self-snitched on stuff that happened during the Roman era, that we knew, or at least I figured, that whatever quote-unquote punishment, when rival fans were saying take away the titles and yada yada yada, like, no, we weren't going to get anything real heavy.
People were actually entertaining us being expelled from the league. Like that, that's the kind of ridiculousness we're talking about here.
We're never going to get anything heavy. So this is just whatever, light. The fact that we actually corroborated and showed stuff that happened not with this ownership. However, like what? Don't we have like a 2-year like probation thing if we break the rules within 2 years? Then
so that's what a 2-year suspended transfer ban basically means. Be on good behavior within that 2-year period. Otherwise, if anything is like goes awry, then you're getting slammed with this ban.
Which is interesting because remember when it was said we're gonna have a 4-year a transfer thing to build the squad. And then we won't be making big heavy transfers after. But we still need to make big heavy transfers because we have a bad squad.
Timed.
Interesting. So Let's see how we move in this transfer ban. How do we offload Garnacho now?
That's what makes it so egregious, because everyone that made the excuses for how bad our transfer business is, oh, we have to stockpile these players in case we get a transfer ban. Yeah, what happened, man? It's not an excuse anymore. So we've just wasted 3 years or whatever it's been on nothing, and now we're no better off for it. The club right now is at best exactly where Roman left it, 4th place. Or not even that. Yeah. Not even that, because Roman finished 3rd in this last season. So not even as good as Roman.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. At best is what you're saying, right? So, yeah, I guess if all goes well, the charges don't change. These complaints don't mean anything. They fall on deaf ears. We have a little ban. We move on, and then whatever happens, happens.
And you know what? I'll be honest. Even if we do some financial madness that's against the rules, the Premier League won't find out, because they weren't going to find out about this Roman stuff unless we coughed it up. They literally said in their official statement, the Premier League, that there's a likelihood that this would never have been uncovered if not for the self-reporting.
Yeah. And it's a slap on the wrist, if anything, this punishment. If we can get away with it, then so be it. I mean, Everton, you're going to complain about getting points deducted and all that. That's fine. You got caught. We just came out and said it like, hey, this happened under the previous ownership.
The thing is, I'll accept it from an Everton, and I'll accept it from a Nottingham Forest. I'm not going to accept it from a club like Arsenal, who's had their fair share of controversies in the 20th century, and no one talks about it.
I mean, we all know this. To be fair, these clubs all cheat. In some shape or another, these clubs have cheated.
They've all got skeletons in their closet. They've all got it.
None of them will come out and admit they did something wrong, right? If you really want to hold a lot of these teams to such a high accord, and they're the pinnacle of, being a proper citizen, like a law-abiding citizen, get out of here, bro. I have a villa off the edge of a cliff to sell you. It's just like, what are we doing here, man? They're corrupt. If you think your billionaires are clean, you're delusional.
It's virtue signaling. It's virtue signaling, literally.
You know the stuff United were doing back in the day, in the 90s, early 2000s? Gareth Bale was on the overlap, and he was speaking about how he was at Southampton, and United and Spurs both wanted to sign him, and how Fergie was having dinner with his mother. He went to his mother's house for dinner and stuff like that. Isn't that tapping out? The stuff that was done back in the day that people don't speak on, it's illegal. So I get it. People want to hate on Chelsea and stuff. Well, this is the old ownership, so we can't even get punished for it heavy. That's why we got what we got. You can't put if you buy a house and then you find out there's a drug garden or something. I don't know. That's probably a bad example. But and you report it to the police.
You can roll with that.
People are just listen. Let's bring everybody's things out of the scout. Everybody's skeletons.
Exactly.
Let's do that. Let's be fair. Because at least, hey, fuck Blue Coal, but at least they expose what the bad stuff that wrong. So that's probably not a good thing actually. Give up Roman. All I'll say is this, Roman. All the underhand agent fees and stuff for players like Ramirez and Schürrle, with all due respect, you couldn't get me more Hazards. No.
Well, let's start by thanking him for Eden Hazard first, and I wouldn't change it for a damn thing in the world.
No, thank you. 5 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, thank you for Hazard, but yeah, we should have more.
You couldn't get me, having one of.
Did we lose Prime?
Yeah, I think so. I'll carry on his point though. Why did we have to have Willian and Pedro next to Hazard when
You guys can't hear me?
No, you cut out. Well, you're back now though.
Okay. Yeah, all I'm saying is, listen. Obviously, Roman. Listen, he's the only man that I somewhat love on the same level as my dad. So big up Roman. But you couldn't get me an extra prem. You couldn't get me one more prem since 2017. No. So that's what I'm saying, bro. You couldn't break the law just to get, say, Harry Kane and all black and all these guys and just run back one more Prem at Tuchel.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The list that was provided is a little mediocre.
Yeah, the only world class player in that list is Hazard and Matic.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Matic,
we sent agent fees to get a finished Eto. Willian, who, to be fair, I like Willian, but he was a good player at best. Like, you couldn't get me an extra. You couldn't get me a Mahrez after City won the league, or that's
apparently not, Prime. So we'll see. Obviously,
I'm glad we're still holding that standard, by the way, because I just want to say all of those players start for us right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Of course they do. Well,
and we'll see
all of them.
Maybe in the summer, maybe something changes. Like if you really want to hold on to something.
Willian's like 40 right now. He starts for us.
Exactly.
Right.
But let's actually move it along and talk about the pressure that the manager has been going through, and there's been talks about maybe Liam won't be the solution for the long term, which we will see about that. That'll be an interesting one. Gary O'Neill incoming? Who knows? Let's go ahead and put this on the screen. So starting off with a few rumors that happened a few months ago that I thought was interesting. Chelsea denied making contact with Jurgen Klopp. So apparently there was rumors that we spoke with Jurgen Klopp when he left Liverpool to come to Chelsea, which that'd be hilarious if that's actually the case. He probably turned us down immediately, slammed the door on us probably.
We wouldn't even talk to him.
Yeah, probably. Jurgen Klopp's agent, Marco Sike, has claimed that both Chelsea and Manchester United have made approaches for the German manager following his departure from Liverpool. Klopp clearly stated that he would not coach any other club in England, which fair play to Klopp. You have your legacy at Liverpool. Who knows? Also, shortly after we inquired about him, Chelsea ownership group Blueco had a part to play in the eventual sacking of Felipe Luis. Luis was talking to Blueco Group in December and did not respond to Flamengo for 3 days during their own renewal process. But Luis later found out that the potential deal was for Strasbourg, not to coach Chelsea. He then signed a new deal with Flamengo and got sacked. So he's gone from his job. We made him lose that one. And this is where things get interesting, people. So one source said, Rosinha showed his angry side. Oh boy, what's so intimidating about an aardvark showing his angry side? We continue on. In the dressing room after recent drop points to Leeds and Burnley, despite telling the media after Leeds he was calm. Yeah, we doubt you were calm, brother. We continue on. Exclusive. If Chelsea does not finish this season in Champions League spot, Liam Rosinha's future at Chelsea is uncertain. But keywords, guys, uncertain, right? Higher ups at Chelsea believe that he should definitely be able to finish in the top four. What the fuck do the higher ups even know? Liam Rosinha has yet to pick an unchanged back four for a Chelsea league fixture, and I think this is still true. Sadly, while young in age, Chelsea's players are experienced enough that they should never have allowed consecutive collapses at home, and an angry Liam Rosinha has left them know that too. Chelsea's 11 in each of those missed opportunities topped 1,000 games, and confidentially understands Rosinha did not react kindly to how they torched 4 points from winning positions in those matches. You think this team is experienced enough? You are a funny person, Kieran Gill. According to several sources close at Chelsea, serious concerns are emerging internally about the ability of Liam Rosinha to lead the sports project in the long term. Some influential figures in the Blues hierarchy would even believe that Liam Rosinha may no longer be in office next season. This is according to Sky Sports, CH, as well as Sasha Tovaleri, or via Sasha Tovaleri. So interesting. The pressure that's building up, obviously, due to recent results. Rosinha, on finishing in top 5, this club is a Champions League club. When I took over, we were in 8th. We're now in the race. This was in the end of February, people. It's funny how life comes at you fast. Rosinha, on an unnamed director, telling some fans, we are building one of the best teams in the world. I do believe that. It's really difficult because you want to be successful right now, like everyone does, but you have to plan for the future. There is a plan for this club to be successful in the long term, and for a long time, I'm excited for those plans. I'm excited to be a part of it. Oh my God, this guy, dog.
Today was my dream game, my first trophy, man of the match, two goals. The gaffer is very good.
Why is everyone quiet?
Oh man, Liam Senior maintains a good relationship with those upstairs. It is not the case that Chelsea are already losing patience with him. This is something else. So yeah, this came out most recently from Kieran Gill. I don't. The thing is, if we don't make UCL, I don't necessarily blame Rosenior. I think he was put in a position to fail to an extent. I do think he is at fault for some of the lineups that's being chosen. If he's the one even choosing them, if he's being forced to rotate players just because they're not in the green or whatever, I don't know at this point. It's getting ridiculous. It's absolutely chaotic. It's absolutely a shambles what's happening at Chelsea from the ground up. And I think if he doesn't make Europe, I can't blame it on him necessarily. If he fails to do anything in the FA Cup, I can't really put that on him. He's not ready for this level. And even if he was ready for this level, has he even been given enough time to implement his system? Which should translate relatively quickly, right? Because he was playing similarly to what Maresca was doing. But maybe that's just not the case.
He doesn't.
And to be fair, the one thing I don't seem to like the most about this is that, very much like the clip that I just played, he's friendly with the team. It feels like Pochettino vibes, where everyone's friends with the coach. Everyone's friends, you know, hanging out after the game, Rosenior's backyard, flipping burgers and having hot dogs and grilling and chilling over the campfires, clanging some beers and having a good old fun dandy time. And I'm not about that. We're supposed to be a serious club.
To me, it feels more like Graham Potter, where he's going to try and win them over using social intelligence and social intelligence alone.
Social intelligence.
Or perceived social intelligence, because these guys claim to know how to deal with people, but their man management is so horrific. So horrific.
On God, if over the international break we get a briefing that Rosenior took the players that stayed an international break to a military opera, whatever theater musical, to help be emotionally intelligent and calm the nerves for the rest of the season. Fuck off with that bullshit, bro. You remember that, Oliver?
Yeah, with Potter, right?
I'm ready.
He's literally like Liam Rosenior has the demeanor of Graham Potter and the footballing tactics of Pochettino. He's the blend of our worst managers under this ownership.
Oh man, they just fused and now they've become this friend of ours here.
Throw in a bit of Lampard ball as well, because the midfield shape is atrocious.
Ball in there. We have gaping hole. There's no donut yet, but I'm ready to see the donut.
I saw a donut in the Newcastle game in the build up to the goal. Oh my god,
horrible.
I can try and I'll try and find the picture because I have it on Twitter somewhere. I'll send it to you.
Sure, please show us so we can put it on full display. This great artwork that Rosenior is building, or Arthur, I should say. Prime, what are your thoughts on all this, man? Do you think the manager's surviving this season, or what do you think is going to happen in relation to Rosenior going forward?
Bro, get this nerd out of my club.
Bro,
the guy's fucking geek, bro. He should, you know those American movies where he gets bullied and he gets this is actually happening in American schools. You get swirlies. Your head gets bored in the toilet and they flush.
It might still happen. I don't know. I haven't never.
Or he gets stuffed in this guy needs to get stuffed in a fucking locker at Cupboard. Honestly, bro. He needs to get wedgies. This guy talks so much.
He does talk a lot.
And people think this guy sells dreams. You don't sell a dream. No, bro. No baddie on Insta is going to listen to this guy. You don't sell.
Liam Rosenior is the guy who asks questions at the end of class.
This guy that says, "Miss, you forgot to give homework."
Yes, the homework stitch.
Fucking geek, bro.
Still see more ice.
Fucking geek. Bro, he's the guy that
Sorry.
tells the substitute
Sorry,
teacher
that-
what we've
that
been
just threw
learning
me.
for the week, so we can actually get work done instead of chilling.
No, he is.
You
He
see
is
the
the
way he
substitute
laughs?
teacher. He is the
See way he
substitute teacher.
laughs? It's just like
Bro, he's
Still-
the
still
guy
see
that
more
grew up
iced.
in school. He's the guy that had a dream of
I
being.
can't take him
the-
seriously.
No,
he's
no,
the
he.
guy that
No, you know
bro,
he.
he's the guy
he is-
that always wanted to be the principal. He always wanted to be superintendent. That's what this
He
guy
is the substitute teacher because the players they take him seriously a little bit at first, but then they push a few buttons and then they say, "Oh, this guy can't really hack it, so we're just gonna do our thing." And yeah,
Yeah.
Bro, this guy.
Enough.
and now you got players in the media that are saying they don't understand his tactics. So
Yeah, you know that stereotypical, like stepdad thing where the kids don't respect him, and they're like, "You're not my real
Yeah.
dad." That's what Rosinha is. You're not my
Yeah.
real manager. Fuck you, Liam. Bro,
Yeah.
like,
That's why I don't like this whole thing that he's buddy with everyone, because I don't even think they'll take him seriously.
they
I
don't. And the thing is,
found the donut in Newcastle, by the way.
I see.
I'll put it in the
and
chat.
it's not
right
even
now.
like I necessarily have like energy towards him because I know it's not. He shouldn't be here anyway. So my energy isn't towards him necessarily. It's towards his ownership. But still, like, what are you doing?
Look at this circle. You're not my dad.
What's
Yeah,
this?
Chris.
Yeah, you're not
He's
you're not my manager. You're not my manager.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
It's
you.
ridiculous.
I'm telling mom. It's like
I'll tell Baghdad.
I'll tell back that.
Oh,
Bring
man.
back my real dad.
Oh, Chelsea, you're testing my will to continue on. Look at this hole, bro. Look at this ginormous hole. No wonder. This guy, bro.
We literally, it's exactly what I said on the stream yesterday. You got our midfielders; they're standing on the toes of our centre backs.
Look at all this space Livramento has to run into. And just one quick pass.
This is the
Oh,
Lampard
my
and
days.
Poch donut. It literally is.
Yeah,
Disgusting,
true.
bro. I'm so disgusted by this team.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
can't. And we
listen,
have no
my-
press as well.
My
Thank
my,
you,
my real dad would have taken me to the quarterfinal.
man.
what I'm saying. My real dad would have taken me.
Mm.
But Liam saying no, we can't go. My dad would have said yes. Dad would have taken me.
Yeah. Apparently, our world-class team wasn't able to get it done on the day.
Oh, bro!
Wow.
When he said that, when he got appointed, we got a world-class team. This guy says we have world-class goalkeepers. If that's the case, why am I?
He thinks
not in the
Neto's
Carabao
world class.
Cup? Why am I not in a Carabao Cup final? And why am I getting battered by PSG? If that's the case.
He thinks Pedro Neto's world class.
Ridiculous,
I
man.
hate everything about this ownership. Everything. They have every manager they have tried to appoint has been worse than the last.
Mhm.
Poch was worse than Potter. Maresca was never supposed to be this good. Liam Rosinha is worse than Poch. Somehow is worse. Bro, Liam, he's worse than Lampard. The shit I gave Lampard.
He is.
The shit I gave Lampard in 2019 to 2021. The shit I gave Lampard got us top 4. Lampard, I know we got battered by Bayern in the round of 16, but we still had a better fight in that game, in those 2 legs against Bayern. Showed a better fight against a better Bayern team, by the way, than this PSG side.
Yeah,
Fuck, listen, Liam.
I'm so frustrated with this
I
team.
can't-
I just want the
listen,
season to be over.
I can't wait until Mom breaks up with you, Liam. Fuck you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Sorry, I'm done with the analogies now.
Mhm. But yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens with this guy. I genuinely don't think he's gonna get sacked until maybe next season. They'll give it the benefit of the doubt. They say, hey, you need a preseason to implement your tactics. Fine, go ahead. Also, here's these extra players. Go ahead and coach them. Oh, and we took away these players, by the way. So,
I honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen because it's going to be one of 2 things. I think for me, it's on a knife edge. It's 50-50. Either they're going to leave him in the job and blame everything on Maresca, and also the fact that this is the squad's first season in the UCL, so it was never going to go smoothly. I'm not making the excuses. This is the excuses they are probably going to use. I'm just thinking in their shoes. Or two, they'll sack him. Or two, they'll sack him because their ego thinks that this squad is good enough to have done better.
Ridiculous people.
I don't know which way to lean, but it's going to be one of those two.
Yeah. Hopefully the ego does not prosper and logic does prosper. But time will tell. We'll be here on Casually FC to report all the transfer stuff that's going to happen, because this transfer window can go either one of two ways. It's a dead one, or it's actually going to be very, very busy. So just keep an eye out for that. All right, let's move on to the next topic. And before we do, guys, just a reminder, smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And also be sure to check out memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Helps out the channel tremendously, whatever decision you make. But as long as you're here, I'm happy. All right, let's talk about the other guy that's been talking a lot, or it's been, you know, in the headlines quite a bit now. And that's going to be Enzo. So we'll start off with this first tweet here, just to kind of lead us into the Enzo part of things. So this came out today or yesterday. Barco to Chelsea is currently speculation. True, Chelsea believe he's done fantastic in Ligue 1 and that a move may advance this summer, but it also could be with the move of doing one more year in Strasbourg and revisiting in summer 2027, according to Ben Jacobs. Now, the reason I bring this up is because if Enzo were to go, this is probably what is going to happen. So let's talk about Enzo. So a few things about Enzo prior to, I guess, this announcement that came out that he is, you know, looking for a way out of Chelsea. He came out with a few things that he was saying about his season so far and his career, and we're just going to read into that a little bit. So Enzo Fernandez stated that, when I started playing football as a kid, I started as a number 6. Then as years went on, I started getting forward more. I started playing in a double pivot and letting go a bit more. It's something that I like. Obviously, I have worked on it and want to keep improving it. Enzo Fernandez on Liam Sr. had this to say: I enjoy it a lot. I've been able to add goals and assists to my game. I've been feeling good. The coach gives me freedom. He gives me freedom to express myself in the, I hate that line. Freedom to express myself in the final meters of the pitch, and I've been feeling good. I'm very happy to help the team, which is most important thing, which this tells me, like, if he's telling you, giving you freedom to express yourself, this is Lampard written all over it, man, which is why we look so disorganized in the midfield. Enzo Fernandez said, every time I have the opportunity to play and defend the Chelsea shirt, I give my best because they put faith in me and I want to give that back. I also want to thank the Chelsea fans who always show me their love. I feel very connected with them. And that part is true. I mean, Chelsea fans, the match-going fans really, really adore Enzo. I mean, they sing his praises every time, even if he's, you know, even if he's having a lackluster game for the majority of it, just a one moment he springs up and riles up opposition or gets something, then boom, they cheer him on. So he is adored by the match-going fans. However, this part is where I question it. The opportunity to play and defend for Chelsea, for sure. I give my best and all that stuff. Well, let's see, because you will be tested soon, huh? Enzo Fernandez, on a personal level, I've been feeling very good. I've been trying for a long time to feel this way, to be as competitive as I am now. I'm very happy with how I'm feeling. Then we get March 11th, this tweet from L'Equipe. Paris Saint-Germain are monitoring the Enzo Fernandez situation at Chelsea, but no concrete move or offer has been made. A transfer in short term seems unlikely due to his long contract until 2032. Enzo Fernandez has chances of leaving Chelsea in the summer, according to Gastandul. This came out after right before the Champions League game. TYC Sports, Argentinian outlet, came out and said the following: these could be Enzo Fernandez's last months in London. Liam Sr. considers him an irreplaceable piece. In the previous windows, Real Madrid and PSG had already set their eyes on him. His departure from Chelsea will not be easy at all, but he is prepared for another leap in his career. No proposal has arrived with a contract until 2032. A departure will not be easy, but Enzo Fernandez knows that at 25 years old and already a long journey in Europe, he is ready for the next leap in his career. Enzo Fernandez then, after the game, had an interview and said the following. Enzo Fernandez was asked about his future at Chelsea. What was quoted was this: can you guarantee you're going to stay at Chelsea for the future? Enzo Fernandez's response apparently was, I don't know. There are 8 games left and the FA Cup. There's the World Cup, and then we'll see. he told ESPN Argentina. Now, people accuse them of being dramatic and leaving this in not professional way of handling it, leaving this in limbo, people to speculate. But to be fair, what was actually said was the following. This was translated. So Enzo on the match in his future, we lost. Well, he also had this to say. Then the real quote came out. So we lost control in the first leg with the 3-goal difference, and here it's an uphill battle. They score on you in the first 5. Since I arrived at Chelsea, situations like this have happened. I have to support my teammates. There are 8 Premier League games left, FA Cup, and we could turn it around and meet the club's objectives. Completely downcast when asked about his future. So this was what was actually quoted. There are 8 Premier League games left, and we need to qualify for the next Champions League, which is what we want. And we want to win the FA Cup. That's what we'll fight for. It's a title, and we play for football. And football, it's a title, and we play football to win. He explained. He also had this to say, or what was asked of him was, sorry, let me just read on. Can I guarantee my continued presence at Chelsea next season? I don't know. Right now, I'm focused on here. Then there's a World Cup, and we'll see. Regarding the canceled, okay, this is something totally different. But yeah, pretty much he didn't really say what was stated. So we continue on. Fabrizio reporting, I can reveal that Enzo and Chelsea have been talking for some months over new contract details, but there has been no agreement or solution found yet. This means that if this continues and no agreement can be found on new terms, Enzo would be open to exploring leaving Chelsea. These comments from Enzo all started due to no agreement yet behind the scenes over new, fresh salary terms. Chelsea are in control over the situation and will not give any discount price. Just in. Again, from Ben Jacobs here, it would take a fee significantly above Isak to Liverpool for Chelsea to entertain any sale of Enzo Fernandez. Some have suggested PSG and Saudi, but those are not my understanding. If Real Madrid were to ever advance interest, that's the club sources believe he'd be interested in joining. At this stage, Enzo is not agitating for a move. Let's see what the summer brings. If Chelsea get UCL football or not, and what type of offers are on the table. Chelsea, though, hold all the cards and would never entertain a book loss on him. Breaking, Chelsea won't sell Enzo Fernandez on a book loss, and there has been no approach for him to date. However, sources say the Argentine would be tempted by a move to La Liga if the offer was materialized. There has been no approach to Enzo Fernandez today. However, the Argentine would be tempted to move in La Liga if the right offer manifested. So, yeah. A lot of stuff happening in regards to Enzo. A lot of murmurs, a lot of noise in regards to the situation. Now, my personal opinions on Enzo. Listen, I think he's overall a good player. You know, he has good games, he has good moments in the seasons, and he has shit games and he has shit moments within the season. Has he been worth the money that we paid for him? Absolutely not. Unfortunately, we took a loss on that one. But at the same time, do I regret the signing? Not really. If anything, I kind of just regret how much we paid for the guy. But he puts in a shift. He gets along with the Chelsea fans at the ground. You know, he's got the work effort in there. He does step up in some big games as well for us, at least in the last 2 seasons. So if he goes, I mean, I'm not really that devastated by it. I don't think he's irreplaceable. But I do understand that we would lose some good qualities in our midfield that he only brings to the table. But if he were to stay, then cool. Then that's awesome. I actually respect it. And I'm thankful that, you know, you're not going to give up on the Chelsea fans or the club. Obviously, I'm sure the project is not one that you would like to be a part of. But hey, I think either way, it doesn't really affect me that much. Like if we were talking about Reece, I feel very staunchly, adamantly bad about that. I would never want to sell Reece. He's too good of a player. He's too pivotal for us. Same thing with Caicedo. I just don't feel that about Enzo Fernandez. So he could stay, he could go. If he were to go, who would be his replacement, Coco? I'm thinking Santos. You just developed Santos to be that player, and he has been for Strasbourg. So there's that. But panel, what do you guys think about this whole Enzo situation? Let's be honest about this. You know, take our agendas out of it.
I mean, I've only really got two things to say. I mean, in terms of his quotes and whatever he says, I don't put any stock into what he says or implies.
Sure.
And this is based on how he left Benfica. He promised the home fans on the pitch with gestures that he would stay at that club, and then 5 days later he was with us. So
exactly,
a leopard doesn't change their stripes, as they say. You know, if he sees a move that is more suitable to him than to stay at Chelsea, then he'll definitely take it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like with whether he should go or not, I agree with you, Marshall. I think the phrase I'd use really is, because he is a good player, the fact of the matter is he's not the problem, but he's also not the solution either.
Yeah. Prime, did you want to add anything to this whole Enzo fiasco? I think I know where you stand on it, but I mean, I figured let it come out of the own person's mouth.
Okay, he can leave if he wants to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: for the people that want Enzo gone, you guys also need to realize: do you trust this ownership to replace Enzo with a player that's even on the same level? Whether you think Enzo's a world-class player or you think he's average, will they replace him with a guy equally on his level? This guy,
his output needs to be replaced.
Yeah, but that's specifically what I'm talking about. We don't get goals anywhere else in our attack. The only reliable goal scorer right now is João Pedro.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer, if he manages to wake up on occasion, and then
I'm not having anyone throw Morgan Rogers' name my way. By the way, he's not there on the output level, and he farms long shots. Like, I'm not relying on that. He's on a goal drought right now as it is, and no one's talking about it. But
even then, Morgan Rogers doesn't replace. But Morgan Rogers is like a winger /10. Enzo plays in midfield. So how are we going to replace it in terms of the goal output?
Well, it depends what you want, because if you want more of what Maresca was doing with Enzo, where he starts in the pivot and then pushes up, I don't know who that player is. If you want to replace him, if you're talking about replacing the Enzo we're seeing under Rossini, which is more of a number 10, I think there are probably more definable options. But
also, this is something I've also been saying for years under this ownership. What is our actual style of play? It's all well and good saying sell Enzo and replace him. But what if the next manager has a plan to build a midfield around Enzo?
There is no... Well, that's the thing.
What if we keep Enzo and the next manager doesn't really like him? Like, that's the actual... Hold on, Oliver. What is the actual plan as a club? We've brought in managers, barring Poch, we brought in managers that all want to play with the ball at the feet. They want to play out the back. And we have two goalkeepers who can't play out the back. We have the only centre back we have that can play with the ball at his feet is Colwell. Tosin, I guess, can do it, but he has 20 pace on FIFA. Buddy Shaw can play, but he doesn't stay fit. So we don't have the squad building. I've been saying is so poor. As a squad, as a collective, what can we do? Sustain wise, what can we do?
Well, there is no style, because every manager's had a different style.
Yeah, and even Maresca, he had to adapt his style to suit the squad. Last season, to get top 4, this guy had to drop his high line and tell Sanchez, just kick it long. But cool, listen, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Enzo, but when he's scoring goals and stuff, I don't mind him because no one else does it in this team. But whatever, cool. Sell him for... Let's see how much we'll get from him from Real Madrid. Also, Camavinga's available, apparently, for is it 60 mil I saw, or 40 mil? I saw it on Twitter today. So if we can do some sort of Camavinga plus money for Enzo, I'd be cool with that. Have Camavinga and what's his name, Caicedo be a double pivot. But then again, if we do that, are we not stopping the growth from Santos?
I mean, for Camavinga, if we're getting a player like Camavinga, then I couldn't give a toss about Santos. I can't lie.
True, but then again, Camavinga can play left back and replace Correa.
This is the thing. You have to have standards here. We all like Andre Santos, and we'd all like him to do well. But if we get a better player, then we go with them.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't.
like, that's what it is. Like, that's why I can, I can think twofold. For the people that just hated Maresca, they were unable to see that sacking him doesn't fix us. I don't like Enzo, but I can also see if he goes, I don't trust that will replace his quality, or at least his goals anyway. If you replace Enzo with a DM like a Wharton or a Camavinga, then awesome. I'm cool with that. It's amazing. But I don't trust us to do that.
And by the way,
we're probably going to bring in Barco. That'll be the guy. That'll be the midfielder we bring in. It'll be Barco. Which again, I like Barco,
Probably.
but this guy's not ready to come into this team, this Chelsea team. He's not ready.
I doubt
This
it.
Chelsea team's a mess. Barco needs 2 years at Chelsea to be like what Hazard was when we bought Hazard, where he could play, but he didn't have to be the main guy. Because we already had Lampard, we had Terry. He didn't have to be the guy at Chelsea until 2 years. And this was a Hazard that we bought who had won the league at Lille. He was one of the best young players on the planet, and he still wasn't the main guy at Chelsea for 2 seasons.
signing Barco would be quite hilarious. Like, obviously a very talented player, but the way the Premier League's going with these set pieces and long throws, you're going to sign a 5'7" left back converted into a midfielder.
We're reducing the height of our Enzo's already 5'10", I think.
Yeah.
We're reducing the height of our team, transfer by transfer.
By the way, Marshall,
please.
Marshall, you mentioned Santos. By the way, I don't think he can replicate what Enzo does.
To be fair, not really many players can. It's the
and that's what I said. He's such an alien as a player, and for both good and bad. But with Santos, he's scored goals in the past. We all know that. He had that amazing Brazil under-20 run. But by his own admission, he's a 6. And Maresca tried to use him as both an 8 and a 10, and it stank.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not that guy. He's a 6.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think he's that guy. I mean, some people argue he's not a 6 either. It is what it is. At this point, I'm convinced any midfielder that comes to Chelsea, the fan base are going to try to pick apart any way or another. We could have your standard box to box, and we could have the resurgence of Lampard that people will criticize. Oh, not enough assists or not enough dribbling in the midfield, whatever it is.
What I'll say on it is, at the moment, it doesn't matter. And with this manager, it doesn't matter because Moises Caicedo, before this manager came in, was in the conversations as the best midfielder in the league. If you go on Twitter now, if you go on Twitter now and you look at the discourse around Moises Caicedo, this manager has screwed it up so badly with the structure that people are now debating whether or not he's actually a number 6.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
Not under Maresca.
I don't think Caicedo's a number 6 anyway. I said this with Maresca. I don't think he's a 6.
But I mean, able to play it this season.
I mean, that's fine if you've always held that view. That's fine. But I think people are flip flopping based on the structure.
That's why I was I'm so against Lavia, because you are the 6 in this team. Caicedo should be playing a lot further up the pitch to influence the game for us, and he can't because we don't have a 6 in this team. I've been saying this for years. If we had Wharton, he'd be able to sit deeper and dictate the game, and Caicedo could just do what Kante did basically and win the ball higher up the pitch. Meaning we could play higher up the pitch. Meaning it takes pressure off of our defense. But because Caicedo has to sit deep, win deep, and also play out the back deep, which he's not the best at anyway, there's too much pressure on him.
Well, like I said, you can have any midfielder. You can have Adam Wharton. I know you agree, Prime, but under this manager, he's going to look like a scrub.
Nonsense, yeah. It's nonsense, yeah.
Right.
Well, hey, this is what people wanted. Get rid of the bald, Italian.
Yeah.
Yay.
I don't know.
We move. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Enzo Fernandez situation, obviously, and then when things spark up on that front, we'll be here to talk about it. Until now, I mean, one more thing before we actually move on from this topic. Realistically, they're not gonna want to take a loss, so they're gonna be asking for. I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna be asking for somewhere a range around 125 million.
Oh no, hang on. I'll do the maths, master. So what was his contract until?
Let's find out. 2032.
Just go. It said it on one of the tweets, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
Jesus! I just hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Restore the group. Where is it? Dang it.
I have a feeling it was 2032, but I might be wrong.
Okay, here it is. This is from the Argentinian source. So no proposal has arrived, and with a contract until 2032.
Okay, so 2032 is his contract.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2032 because
on his contract right now.
It's 2032 because Blueco added a year, like there was a clause and they activated it when Poch came in. There's a 1 year extension, so he signed a contract from 2023 until 2031. That's 8 years. How much money did he cost?
105 million, I believe. Transfer. They amortized it before the rule. So 121 million euros, 106.8 million pounds. So almost 105 million pounds. Oliver? Did we just lose Oliver? Damn.
Yo.
Man was about to do his math fiasco, and then he got dropped. Damn. Sad state of affairs at Chelsea. Say that again, Prime?
Did you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, his book value is £65 million.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So what do you guys think the price is going to be on this man's head top?
I don't know because it says there that they want the record fee basically.
Isak type of money.
But they want more. They want to sell him more than Liverpool bought Isak for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're gonna ask for 120. It's gonna be delusional. These guys seem to live in delusion, especially considering how much they were asking for the front of shirt. So yeah, I think they're gonna be delusional enough to ask for that much money for Enzo. They probably genuinely believe because he wears that badge on his chest every day that he is a world champion and he's worth world champion amount of fees. Even though, listen, no disrespect to Enzo, he's been one of our better players this season, but he has his downsides, and when he has bad games, they're very bad.
Well, the thing with Enzo, if anything, Enzo will want the fee to be lower so that he can get the move if that's his position.
Yeah. Prime, did you want to add anything? Or shall we move on?
I'm happy
Enzo
to.
Fernandez, yeah. Get the fat Argentinian racist out of my club.
All right.
I don't care either way. I don't care either way.
Hey, fair point.
All right. Thorko, just because you're on one, I will ask the panel. I will deteriorate. I will steer away from the show. I will take away from the show to take a moment to go on this tangent to answer your question, which I feel like is really silly and biased.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Marshall, can you ask your panel if they would sell Cuckoo and buy Lewis Hall? Fuck no. All right, there's your answer.
Can I just answer that a little bit?
Yeah,
where was Lewis Hall? Where was Lewis Hall tonight? Well, this is the problem I have. Lewis Hall was a very good player. I rate him. I didn't want Chelsea to sell him.
Good player too.
But the discourse is not balanced at all. I've never heard a football fan or an analyst say that was a bad game from Lewis Hall, or Lewis Hall has this weakness. It's always geared towards how good he is, because he's not a flawless player. If he was a flawless player, he'd be at Real Madrid. He's not. So at the end of the day, he has flaws. He has his bad games. But all people want to do, and fair enough, because this ownership deserve it, all people want to do is do the Clearlake sold him, and that's bad thing. But no one actually has balance with the discourse around him.
Lewis Hall. No, people need to remember this guy's a failed central midfielder.
True, he was left midfielder.
So what, you're gonna bring him in to invert when he can't do that? So all he's good for is to play on the touchline.
Well, this manager.
Unless we're going back to play touchline fullbacks again, which I would love. No. Also,
that's more. That's what.
I'm not swapping.
You got to remember, Oliver. He hasn't really been watching the most recent games.
Rosinia's been prime. Rosinia basically plays touchline fullbacks.
No. I do, and I have been watching our games, Marco.
He's been playing with the fullbacks you're talking about.
No, I know, but Rosinia's not staying long term, so I don't care about him.
Oh, okay.
He played Josh Achapong as a touchline right wing back. Oh my gosh!
I'm talking about long term. Like, forget Rosinia. Who cares about him, bro? Like, long term, we're going to be playing with touchline fullbacks.
Well, to be fair, I don't think Gary O'Neill was the kind of guy to invert his left back. So
cool. Well, I've not watched Strasbourg, so I don't know with him. But even still, I'm not swapping him from Cuckoo. No.
And besides, if they want a left back that can play midfield, they'll just sign Barco.
Yep.
How can you
he
say
was
this?
better than
also failed
Lewis Hall.
midfielder.
And
he
Oliver's
inverts
right.
in the previous team and won a Club World Cup inverting. Like, what are we
Cuckoo
doing?
wasn't a failed midfielder. Cuckoo was a wing back. But cool.
No. Prime's talking about Lewis Hall being a failed midfielder, not Cucurella.
Yeah, but also, what Oliver's saying is right about about Lewis Hall, because he's at Newcastle, and Newcastle are not a big club like that who get the limelight and the criticism. No one's gonna speak when he has bad games. Everyone praised him for pocketing Yamal last week. This week, no one spoke on how he didn't turn up.
And we literally have evidence of this because Alexander Isak, he was the best thing since sliced bread last season. But now when he's at Liverpool on the spotlight, you actually see some of the flaws.
I remember the conversations that were had out here on this panel when I was telling people, you guys don't watch Isak week on week. You don't know about how good this guy actually is. You don't know about his flaws. People were telling me he's the best striker in the league. Now at Liverpool, I know he's injured now, but even when he was fit at Liverpool, he did not look good. Lewis Hall, I think he is a good player. And to be fair, he's better than I thought he was when he was at Chelsea. I didn't rate him, but he's still not the level.
Literally, no one watches Newcastle. People are trying to say Walter Marder is one of the flops of the season. His manager's playing him in midfield.
Yeah.
They don't watch.
They don't watch this. No.
They're playing a 6'7" striker as a number 8.
Oh, everyone.
But it's his fault that he doesn't score goals.
Chelsea got criticised for how we played yesterday. Everyone got killed, rightfully so. Why is no one talking about Lewis Hall at Newcastle?
People wouldn't have this opinion of Lewis Hall if we had kept him and he still had the injuries he got. Plain and simple. Because let's not forget, he also was very injury prone for the first 2 seasons at Newcastle. He's finally having a good stretch of games where he's playing, but he's been out with multiple injuries. Him and Livramento as well. Livramento did his ACL. So like,
that's
this
true.
whole revisionism. It's again, when I get comments like this, I can tell there are people who just surface level watch football. You don't actually watch the games. And it's exactly what you guys are saying. I hear these statements and you guys basically self-report just by opening your mouths and having opinions like this in terms of like, you have recency bias as well. It wasn't that long ago prior to Maresca leaving where we were still having consistent, solid performances from Cucurella. And he was the best left back in the world. Now that the performances have dipped just a little bit because he's fatigued, he's being run to the ground, he's asked to be a full field, fullback. And now we're talking about Lewis Hall. When in reality, we're talking about Lewis Hall had a great game against Barcelona. I'm not denying that at all. But what about the game tonight? What about the game before that? What about most of Newcastle's season? There's silence. There's just crickets when it comes to that stuff. There's no denying it. Lewis Hall is a great fullback. I'm not denying it at all. But is he better than Cucurella? Do you want to be told a lie just because he's a Cobham graduate and you want to be right about him? Or do you want to have proper, realistic analysis? Because last I checked, I know someone said he's going to be England's fullback. Cool. Let's see if it happens. And if it does, then I agree. I mean, he's a good fullback. But let's not pretend Cucurella didn't win a Euros with Spain. And he was pivotal. I think he even got the assist for the winning goal.
He did. There's no guarantee that Lewis Hall is going to be England's starting fullback, by the way. Not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Liveramento's who I would have kept. But again, the injuries that he had to go. So whatever. But this love people have for Cobham again, were you guys not the same people killing Achingpong this season for games? So should we not sell the Cobham guys or should we keep them?
Yeah. And just remember also, Cucurella has been fit for most of his time here at Chelsea since the whole Pochettino season. So this isn't, I don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't give a fuck if he's being told to run because of Eddie. So in that logic, when Pochettino was here and didn't want to play him and got sold under Pochettino, he would have been ran to the ground and he would have gotten injuries as well. We would have had the same conversations about we need to sell Levi Cole. He's too injury prone. Let's not rewrite history just because you want to be right.
And funny enough,
and you did get clipped, by the way.
Trust me,
I have a receipts folder. It's all there.
When we had Maresca wouldn't have played Lewis Hall either. You know why?
I agree. Gotta Frogs, he also didn't want to stay and fight for his place, to be fair.
Yeah, he left. But this guy also can't invert and play in midfield. There's a reason why he's a failed midfielder. This guy was a midfielder in the academy. He broke through at Chelsea in midfield, couldn't play there. So he was playing left back. So, no, he wouldn't have played under Maresca.
We
would have
didn't
sold
show
him
Tino
anyway.
and Lewis the same grace we gave Reece because Reece has shown. What? Are you autistic?
Tino and Lewis the same grace. But what
have they done that Reece has done? They've not lived up to anywhere near the quality that Reece has shown. There's a reason why Tino wasn't getting picked because Reece was ahead of him.
True.
Because Reece did more. He had more talent in that time. And when Reece was hurt, they couldn't get a spot.
But even with Reece doing more, I'm still the same guy that said Reece should leave. So at least with me, like, do you think I care? I wanted to get rid of a talent of Reece's level because you couldn't stay fit. You think I care about Lewis Hall and Livramento? No.
I don't care if he was more injury prone. Before the injuries, he won himself time at the club because he showed his quality. Liverment, you guys are so recency bias brained. Like, I remember games that I saw, and I wasn't mad at Lewis Hall for it, that I saw Lewis Hall basically left us wide open defensively at times because he didn't know where to be in Tuchel's system at the time because he was so inexperienced as a player. He left us exposed. He had shit games. He had good games attacking wise going forward. He looked great, but defensively he was not ready.
It was Potter, not Tuchel. That's why Potter
he played under Tuchel too.
Did he play under Tuchel?
Yes.
I thought it was only Potter. But that's why he only played 10 games that season. He only played 10
Tino
games
was there because Reece James was there. That's why Tino was ignored. Oh, you guys are ridiculous.
But no, Tuchel didn't ignore him. The guy was injured.
Yeah.
And also, he was an academy kid. You know what Tuchel wanted? Tuchel wanted us to go sign Hakimi.
Bro, you guys hate on 18-year-old teams playing on our team right now. And that team back then that you're talking about is better than the team we have now. So, hold on, bro. I don't know what to tell you. If he's old enough to play, he's old enough to get criticized. He wasn't ready for Chelsea. What do you want me to tell you? He was ready, and we should have played. If he was ready, he would have stayed.
Did everyone not hate on for Mamadou Sarr, the mistake he made yesterday? Is everyone not been hating on Achingpong this season for the mistakes he's been making? What are we talking about, man?
You just want to be right. It's ridiculous,
guys,
man. Just be biased or not be biased. Just have proper analysis, man. That's
if
what
you
we're
think
here.
Marshall's
Get
wrong,
the other side of the
lights,
opinion.
Guys. If you think Marshall's wrong, smash the like.
What?
If you think Marshall's wrong, smash the like.
Yeah, there you go. Smash the like if you think I'm wrong. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez is gone. It is what it is. If he leaves, he leaves. I think it's going to depend heavily on Champions League football. And if Champions League football happens, maybe he stays. If it doesn't, maybe he gets sold. That's where I'm leaning on this. But yeah, let's get close to wrapping up the show. There's a few other stuff I want to talk about before closing it out, guys. I hope you have been enjoying the show. Like I said, smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel and check out memberships. All that stuff helps out the channel tremendously. Okay, let's get into the next one, which is the injury roundup. But this injury roundup isn't well, to be fair, no injury roundup is a good injury roundup. But this one is specifically extra worse. Ladies and gents, Reece James is injured. So, Reece James has sustained another hamstring injury, which would keep him out for several weeks. Rossignol confirms James's injury came after the end of Newcastle game. Reece, he's felt something in his hamstring at the end of the Newcastle game. We don't know the full extent of the injury, but he will be out for tomorrow's game. It could be serious. With a hamstring injury, it's never great. Hopefully, we can get him scanned and find out the full extent. Malo is ill today, so we'll look at that tomorrow. So yeah, Malo was ill. That's why we missed the game. Sources expect that James will be fit for the World Cup. So the severity of the hamstring won't affect his appearance at the World Cup, which I would hate if he missed, because he missed the last one too. Esteval Willian in Chelsea training this morning ahead of PSG games. So Esteval is back in training as well. And that's all the news we have in regards to injuries. But this is a big blow, ladies and gents. Obviously, Reece James once again hurt. But to be fair, he gave us a 15-month spell, people. All right? Before you start throwing the baby out with the bathwater and saying, oh, hypocrites, Livermento this, Livermento, gawk, all right? Like, we're over it. We're over it, okay? Because you want to suck off Hall and Livermento, ex-Chelsea failures.
Whose gawk was that? Sorry, what?
That was someone's gawk, not mine, no. That was maybe someone in the chat, to be fair.
What?
Because
No, the
Memento
soundbite.
and Lewis Hall stuff. Yeah, it's a soundboard. I don't know where it's from, Prime. So,
That is disgusting.
yeah, in terms of Reece. In terms of Reece. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks, but I can't get too upset about him. I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, now he's injury prone. It's like, okay, listen, first of all, we knew at some point or another he was going to pick up an injury. This picking up an injury in football is quite common. Actually staying fit, especially considering all the games that are available in the season, that is a rarer thing to find. All right, very few players can stay fit for an entirety of the seasons that we have now. So most players do get hurt. The issue with Reece is the extent of the injuries and how long it kept him out for. Sometimes season ending, ridiculous long spells not being available. This is the longest spells he's been available for since the whole Champions League, the second year of Tuchel. All right, so I'm not gonna get on Reece for missing the last 8 games of the season when he's been available for pretty much more than 2/3 of the season. So and a Club World Cup at that. So thank you, Reece. Stay fit. It was going to happen at some point. You're not Superman. You're not indestructible. Even Thiago Silva got injured. All right. It happens. Everyone's getting hamstring injuries now. Someone needs to look at the Stamford Bridge ground and inspect it. What is going on with the players' boots? What is going on in training? Stop with the hamstring injuries. Prime, you have always been critical of Reece and his injuries. He's back at it again. Are you licking your lips at the opportunity to call him obese Reece again? Or are you chilling, just like me, giving him the benefit of the doubt? He gave us most of a season.
Am I licking my lips to call him obese Reece? Who do you think I am?
A Reece James hater.
I don't hate, bro. He's my favorite Chelsea player. Don't do Listen, touchy. Don't do Anyways,
touchy
Reece. I'll be real. I don't really believe the injury thing. At least,
to be fair, Prime, you're not wrong, because this did happen
thing.
Immediately after he signed his contract.
No, not even that. This came out before the PSG game. Have you noticed with Liam Rossignol?
Well, he said Rossignol said he got injured after the Newcastle game, which is the day he signed his contract.
But it was announced before the PSG game. Have you not noticed under a senior, every like big game that this ownership deems to be a throwaway, Reese isn't fit to play.
Yep.
Palmer's not been fit to play for a few of them as well, like some of the games against Arsenal.
Yeah,
like so that's why going into the PSG game, I didn't truly believe he was actually injured. But now hamstring for a few weeks, cool. They're keep him on. Listen, if we've got nothing to play for, so Reese might as well just try and rest up for the World Cup, I guess. Fair enough. Listen, Maresca kept this guy fit for a full year, and it would have been longer if he didn't walk because we didn't back him. So I have nothing against Reese now. I'll be sorry. I can't say anything against Reese. Reese is the only good thing about Chelsea right now, and he can barely play. So I can't, if we sell him, like we're never seeing a world class player again at Chelsea under this ownership. This model, we're never seeing a world class player.
It will be a long time we see a world class player again.
Yeah. So also this his contract being announced and his sister's contract being announced on Friday. That got announced the day before their tournament, the Reese Lauren Cup, what played last weekend. So it was like a PR thing when it got announced.
Arthur Ball killed our king.
No. Arthur Ball killed our king. Yeah.
For real, man.
Bro, this guy played 390 minutes in a row and got injured. You know what's crazy? If we had just beaten Burnley and Leeds, this Newcastle game wouldn't matter. So we could have just rested Reese completely and just fought. Yeah, whatever. You guys wanted him gone, so it's cool. You guys got rid of Maresca and you killed Reese. So. Yeah,
ridiculous, man.
Hey, Reese, get the bag. You signed the big bag under this ownership. Cool. Get the bag, bro.
Yeah.
Leave this ownership dry.
Conveniently after the announcement, the injury. All of a sudden, one game, I'll give you a game, and then I'll get injured for a while. Reese, just get better soon, my friend. I'll put you in the healing chamber.
Bro, did you see he was asked about something about were you giving promises about the transfer strategy or whatever, or signing quality players or whatever, something like that, and then Reese gave some like bullshit PR answer.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, yeah, he's gonna have to give PR answers. He's got to play friendly. You know what I mean? Like, we need him available. We need him.
Is it true he took a pay cut?
Yes and no. The contract overall, when all incentives are hit, is supposedly more than what he currently was or what he was on before. But the base wage is less than what he was on before. So until he hits those incentives, he won't be making as much as he was prior to the new contract.
What do we know? What the
we don't know the figures.
Incentives are probably fitness. They're probably fitness related.
We probably won't even know either, to be honest. They don't usually release those incentives to the public. So if we do find out, that'd be great. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Reese, get better soon. Esteval, glad to have you back. But yeah, we'll see what we do with the rest of the season. Again, we're in a top 4 battle, so having Esteval for that would be helpful. All right, last 2 topics. Speaking on the wages as well. Funny you mentioned it, Prime. We're going to talk about some wage cuts. So this tweet came out from the Telegraph. Failure to qualify for the UCL will result in players missing out on their lucrative bonuses. Some sources believe that could present a significant problem given the project has been built around a wage structure that puts players on a lower basic salaries than many of their contemporaries at rival clubs, but with big performances related incentives, which we knew about. But now this proves to be an issue, maybe to an extent. Maybe some players are mature enough to understand the circumstances that they signed up for. But maybe some players find it unfair. And maybe some players will speak out against it or, put up a tantrum because they're going to have to get used to earning money that they lost, essentially, by not performing up to snuff. Now, am I going to put it entirely on the players? Some of them, to be fair, like Neto, you don't deserve a bonus based on how you've been playing this season. So whatever incentives you got, you're going to lose out on that money. And if you want to leave because of that, then by all means, be my guest. And other players along those likes as well. Malo Gusto, another one, maybe not performing up to snuff. and so on and so forth, right? To me, there are going to be some players that had nothing to do with that. And Cole, he's another one too. I'll even say right now, Palmer, you're another one too, that because of this season, how it went, you got the groin injury, you didn't want to get the surgery. Now it looks like you're playing better, right? People are forgetting that you had a groin injury, but he said it himself. He's never been injured before. He's adapting or trying to adapt to a life with a groin injury, or playing football now with a somewhat healed injury or whatever. He's trying to make it to the World Cup. We all know this, but you have not been good enough either. You should take a dock in wages because your performance incentives haven't been hit. It is the life that unfortunately you are currently living in. So some of these players, they better man the fuck up and just accept that this is the contract you signed, but be ready to understand that we might lose some players because of this wage structure that Blue Co made. Now with no UCL, the bonuses go down, the base wage goes down. Some people might be disgruntled by the loss of money that maybe they feel wasn't even their fault. So it's going to be interesting to see how players react. I'm definitely keeping a close eye on that one for sure, because it could cause more players to leave. Who knows? I mean, a lot of these players have to go anyways, to be fair. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. But yeah, we need to figure out something for some of these players that we might want to try to attract, where we're willing to kind of give significant wages to certain proven players, proven caliber, that will come in here and actually get a job done and show these guys how it's done. Prime, any thoughts to add on this, or shall I move on?
No.
You say no?
Sources believe they could present a significant. Why would this present a problem?
Some of these, did you listen to anything I said?
I mean, I did, but I'm just reading it myself. Why would it present a significant problem for the players?
Yeah, because you're gonna have to take a wage cut.
So you signed the contract. Who cares?
Exactly.
You don't deserve the bonuses if you don't get Champions League football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So not my problem. Listen, if people want to leave, then fuck off. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of them don't want to leave just because they're gonna feel short done by why is, for example, Moise Caicedo. Why am I taking a wage cut when Garnacho can't shoot? Right? Why am I taking a wage cut when, you know, Pedro Neto's been absolutely poor this season? So that's kind of where I can see players throwing up a fuss. But I mean, I don't really think, no, we don't. I don't really think I care much about it. Some of these players deserve a wage cut just simply because of the performances that have been on the pitch, especially that PSG game. A lot of these players gave up. And it showed on the pitch. Fofana, you take a wage cut and leave. Like, there's so many players that I could care less. I genuinely could care less if they take a wage cut. So it is whatever. All right. I'm going to move on to the last topic, ladies and gents. As always, been a wonderful show. We're not going to go to 3 hours. I figured let's cut this show up, trim the fat, because there's been a lot of news. I'll do more news next weekend when we do another show like this. But yeah, the wage cuts, we'll see what happens with that. Last one, Morgan Rogers. So again, more rumors about us going for Morgan Rogers. I'm going to be so real with you guys. And this is what Prime alluded to earlier. Actually go and watch Aston Villa games and understand the type of player Morgan Rogers is, and don't just watch the highlights. I'm going to be so real with you. And listen, I could be wrong. I've been wrong about these things before, including Semenyo. Sure, I've been wrong about these things. But genuinely, I feel like you signed this player and it'll be a fucking nothing burger for Chelsea. He won't do a single damn thing for Chelsea. He'll just be another headache. If we play him on the left wing, then cool. That's not his best position. He likes being more of like a inside 10 like Palmer. So more of like a left 10. But and maybe we could do that instead of Enzo on the left 10 when we like to play him there. But I don't know. Is he going to be good enough at Chelsea? I really, really doubt he's going to get any better. I think he does have a wonderful goal in him every now and again, but I don't see him coming in here and lifting the ceiling or elevating the ceiling or elevating the floor. I think we'll have just as many headaches and we'll have just as many frustrated games with him as we'll have good games. There will be some games that we watch from Morgan Rogers and we'll be like, wow, he's phenomenal. He's a great player. He needs to start. And then after 3 to 4 starts, when you start seeing the GNA drive up, when you start seeing him just pass back 4 or 5 games later, he's doing the same exact bullshit. You're going to be complaining and bitching about him leaving the squad. And then Gittins needs to start. Oh, we need to play Gittins because he looks better off the bench. And it's just a vicious fucking cycle that goes over and over and over again. And then you forget that you wanted this player so badly at the team and you realize he's done less than much for Chelsea. You forget the standard that you held him to when he came into the club and you accept the mediocrity you got as a product. So, yeah, I don't think Morgan Rogers is that guy. You look at the stats, too. They're not very supportive to say that this guy's going to make much of an impact in this team. So, that's just my 2 cents on Morgan Rogers. I genuinely don't want this player at Chelsea, especially for the price that Villa are going to ask for. Prime, what do you think?
Yeah. It doesn't matter whether we get Champions League football or not. Like, we're getting Rogers, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I already said earlier on the stream, our transfer window will be Rogers, Barco will sign.
To be fair, as a bench option, it's not a bad shout.
Penders comes back. And Mega comes back. Well, that's probably about it. That's the transfer window. Maybe we'll try and find another, what's the word? Opportunistic signing or whatever. We'll sell Neto.
Yeah, Morgan.
Because Penda's back. Whoever.
Yeah, I don't care.
This is blue coal. I keep telling people, Chelsea died. This is blue coal. This is blue coal FC. This is what you guys wanted. Enjoy.
Yeah. Listen, guys, I'm going to say things that you're not going to agree with, and you're either going to just nod and debate it, or you're going to just ignore it and move on. I'm not an echo chamber. I've said this multiple times. I'm not going to just say stuff to please people's ears. Like, it's not an echo chamber here. Sorry to tell you. Just trying to be real. Just trying to be realistic and find internal solutions, as my coaches have previously found. But no, my genuine opinion on Morgan Rogers, I don't think he's good enough to be at Chelsea. I don't think he's the player that's going to come in here and change anything. The phenomenon that was Morgan Rogers 2 seasons ago is not the same Morgan Rogers you're getting this season. Yes, he started off the season pretty well, but he's died off quite significantly. Let's look at the last score he scored. Wow, what am I saying? Morgan Rogers. Let's look at your transfer market page and let's see when was the last time you scored a goal for your team, and then we'll base that off of that, people. And on top of that too, 8 goals in the Premier League, 5 assists. Pretty good stats. 10 and 7, which, yeah, that's nice. Only 1 goal in Europa League. That's actually kind of poor. But 10 goals in this season and 7 assists. And his last goal looks like Salzburg in January 29th. I believe that is... No, Bournemouth. Bournemouth in February 7th. So, yeah. His last goal was more than a month ago. And Villa have been on a decline. But not better than what we currently have. I mean, he might be better than Garnacho. Probably. Gittins, it's up there. I mean, I don't know about Gittins either. I'll be honest. I just don't think it's good enough to really see a vast improvement on the left wing. If we get Morgan Rogers, I still think we need to address the left wing. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely take relegation. It meant those blood-sucking cunts will go. I don't know about that. But yeah. Yeah. Again, is Morgan Rogers going to help us get closer to a title? No. closer to a cup? No. Again, I need Kvara. You know, I want Kvara. I want I don't know, Due. I want like good proven wingers on that left wing. Listen, I'm willing to just wait to see what Kenda does. If Kenda happens to be really good and he happens to be a good solution for that left wing, so be it. Just get it over with. He's the next prodigy. Let him play and we move on. At least he has European experience.
Kenda is quality. Well, this is why, remember I said back in the summer, why don't we just keep all these young talents here and let them play? And people were telling me, no manager's going to line up with two 18-year-olds in defense. Let the young talent just stay and play. Because Kenda, he's better than anything we've seen from Garnacho.
As long as you're willing to accept results like PSG, right, where the youngsters make errors.
No, because the PSG game, both legs even, the mistakes that were being made were from our older players.
But even yesterday, the mistakes were being made by Mamadou Sarr. Mamadou Sarr made a mistake. And
I'm
opened up the game.
I'm cool with that, so long as it's under
Gachapong's been making mistakes all season.
I'm cool with that. I'll have time for the young players. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna accept like Jorgensen doing bullshit, or Sanchez, or Chalaba, or Tosin, or Fofana, even Palmer right now. I'm not gonna accept it from them.
True.
From our better players or our older players, I'm not accepting it from them. So if we really want to do this youth model properly, let's have our team full of young, talented players then. At least then I really know what we're doing. And I can somewhat accept it. Or at least understand it. But,
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, this is Blue Coat, people.
Yeah, just mediocrity. I'm numb now. I barely care about this club. It's I just want the season to be over, people. I genuinely do. Like, I'm so fed up with what's happened to Chelsea. Like, I feel so defeated. Like, what was the point? You know, what's the point at this point? I'm just gonna be watching, hoping. Honestly, what I'm gonna be doing is hoping that I see better games out of the youngsters that we're gonna try to implement to the team in the future. Esteval, show me what you got. Palmer, I hope you improve. Isugo, hey, you made it your debut finally. You've been injury prone all season. You made your debut finally. You got 2 assists. Can you do it again? You know, Santos, what you got for me? Pato, Achinpong, all these guys, bro. Show me something.
Did this PSG 2 legs, this broke you?
No. I think I broke after Arsenal, pretty much.
The league game?
Yeah.
Nah, I got broken when reports came out that
really.
For me, I broke when reports came out that they don't care that we get knocked out in the semi-final of a cup competition. That's for me is when my emotion left for the rest of the season. I don't care. We got knocked out to Arsenal. I didn't care because again the ownership said they don't care. We lost them again in the league. I don't care. We lost 5-2 in the Champions League. I don't care. So all this fake outrage I see from Chelsea fans. They set the precedent time ago and no one talked about it. So why complain now?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Exactly.
But yeah, sign Morgan Rogers and everyone will get gassed again. Palmer and Rogers link up. People unlock Palmer.
Shit, bro.
We're doing the. You remember the bullshit United fans kept doing every season?
Yeah.
Unlocking Pogba, Matic to unlock Pogba, Fred to unlock Pogba. We're doing the same thing with Palmer right now. Unlocking Palmer.
And the same Palmer you see now is the Morgan Rogers you're going to see at Chelsea. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. He might start off hot, get 1 or 2 good games, 3 good games. Oh my God, Morgan Rogers, you're the backup we needed. You're the Messiah. And then 4 months later, 5 months later, get this fraud out of my fucking club, bro. Get this bum out of left wing. Play Garnacho or play Gittins. Like, I already see it happening. Guys, the pressure at Aston Villa is nowhere near the pressure you get at Chelsea. Plain and simple. So we'll see, man. Again, not denying Morgan Rogers is a good player. He is, but is he good enough to make a difference here at Chelsea? Fuck no. Not in my opinion at all. But all right, we're gonna wrap it up, ladies and gents. This is the end of the show. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry the spirits weren't high energy and rampant. That's mostly to blame because of me, because I'm just so defeated right now. I'm just so blah about Chelsea. I'll get better soon, I promise. But also, ladies and gents, you already know what to do. Smash up the like button. Helps us out tremendously. You guys have been doing a great job helping out the channel grow and helping. I see the subscriber counts going up. So hopefully we can keep that going as well. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out tremendously. Be sure, oh sorry, I got distracted by chat there for a minute. And then also be sure to check out the memberships, guys. There's 4 different tiers at Casually FC here, all different perks. And if you just get the first tier, you get some cool emojis you can use. I enjoy these emojis. We'll make more emojis as we get more members, because that's how YouTube works. Unfortunately, you need memberships to unlock more emojis. So yeah, we're trying to get a own little community thing going on here. Maybe we'll get Arthur emojis soon. You never you never know, chat. So yeah, keep the memberships coming in. But if we have proper casual and higher tier members, we like to give shout outs at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to Lanre Sadiq, A Soliman, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys for helping us out at the proper casual and higher tier member. And if you guys are ready to go, we're going to raid out to, who did I raid out to? I think I raided out to Don Hussam, didn't I? I'm pretty sure he's still live. Let me just double check. Don Hussam is live. Yes, I set that up for him, and he is still currently live. So yeah, ladies and gents, copy and paste the raid message. Let Don Hussam know where you're coming from, and we'll catch you again later in the week. Pretty sure it's gonna be Thursday. I might do a pre-recorded or Friday, but yeah, we'll be here for Everton most likely. So go ahead and make sure you're there for Everton. All right, ladies and gents. But yeah, I'll catch you later, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Stay casual, and as always,
good night, guys. Pajita and sleep.
Jerk off.
Oh, but he didn't sleep.
Yeah, and sleep.